Hello, everybody, and welcome to the post-credit show. I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
I'm Brian.
And on the post-credit show, we talk about games, movies we've been playing and watching, and other assorted stuff we have been up to.
I got a pile.
You guys have not been here in forever.
He hasn't been here in a month. I haven't been here in a few weeks.
I actually haven't done very much, though.
Okay, you've been doing a lot of the same
You've been
thing.
Yeah.
Like, you've been doing a lot. You've just been, like, a lot of, you know, Warcraft.
See?
Or
That's why I
Conan.
need to change
Or
it
Conan.
up. That's why I need to give some love to my PlayStation.
Yeah.
I can go, because mine won't be super duper long, I guess.
Okay.
Well, we can talk about everything we...
Yeah,
Fine.
like, I'll
Oh, yeah, so
I'll
what
get
have we
there.
done?
I'll
Okay,
get
so,
there.
okay, yeah, we'll do that.
We'll transition out that way.
We have a plan.
That's slowly in the works.
So Planet Coaster, I've been playing a little bit more because they came out with the retro pack. So it's all like old school fairground stuff.
Like Disneyland?
No, so Disney's like... Disney does like old Main Street, so it looks like a Main Street from the 50s.
Yeah.
This is legitimately like... have you seen...
I don't go to parks.
No, movie-wise. Oz the Great and the Powerful.
Yes.
You know his with the balloon and like the little shacks that are kind of set up?
Yeah.
It's that.
Oh.
It's that kind of like thing that they've set up.
Like the tents and...
It's more tent-based stuff, or
Kinda
it's
like
like the really old
unfortunate events.
steel.
where
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or steel, like hard steel, not... Like, they didn't have the chance to, you know, build nice things like they do now, or they can hide stuff. They're just like, it's a ride, deal with it.
You know what I wish? Like, because I have Planet Coaster, too.
Yes.
And I wish, as a multiplayer feature, like, I don't affect your park, but I could stroll through your park as a guest. And, like,
Ride
first-person
the
shoot... First-person view,
First-person
walk
shooter.
through... Yeah.
That's
not go there.
for this park.
First person.
What kind of game are we playing?
People are not going to be coming to this park anymore.
And like stroll through your park as if I was going, and that could be a VR feature too.
Now, technically, I can put my parks on the workshop,
Yeah,
and you can...
and I could do.
You can go into... You can press T, and that lets you, like, do a slower meander type camera
Yeah.
control. So you could technically kind of do that. That's the one thing Planet Coaster, for all the things, like Planet Coaster is not a management sim, it's a building sim. Like,
Yeah.
it's the pretty park simulator. Like, what park can you build?
Yeah.
Because this, even if you do the scenario modes where you start with only so much money and have to research stuff, and,
Yeah.
and like all that stuff's affecting you, it's still not that hard to circumvent things.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't built the management side that well, so it really is like, build pretty park manager. I'm like, yeah,
I'd love to take a stroll, like, and just like, oh, I want to go here. Oh, I want to buy a balloon and like hold it, and then go on a roller coaster.
Would that
or
be
something.
exciting? No.
Yeah, I would like.
Then
it.
he lets the balloon go, and I have to close the ride down because some jerk put a balloon on a ride, and then.
But like, I think some people make such nice designs, like to have a virtual.
Well, and that's I've been
I-
watching on YouTube, Geekism. If you guys, if you're into that kind of thing, Geekism has a great. It's a YouTube channel, and that's pretty much all he plays. It's creative gaming for adults. Or for grown-ups, sorry, for grown-ups, that's what he says. And his whole thing is, like, he's from Britain, so he's like, I'm building a very English park, low budget, low this, low that. And then the Studios pack came out, so he's building, like, Geekism Studios, so it's the big, like, Universal Studios kind of park with the big budget and that kind of shtick. It's really cool to watch him, because,
Do that.
like, I build roofs, and I'm like, that roof will work. Like, I take the roof piece they give me, and I smack it on, and I go, yeah, one will work. Good enough.
Yeah.
He legitimately, like, built a gazebo and wanted wood tiles. So he took... There was, like, one piece that he had, like, that's a fence post or something stupid. And he rotated it and made, like, 100 of them. And made the actual roof.
Wow.
And it's like... His computer almost died because of it by the time
'Cause
the
there's
park
so
got
many,
because there's
yeah.
so many effects going on.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of cool because as each pack comes out, like, they've added things that he's made, but as one unit. So all of a sudden he's like, oh, well, I'll just delete this and add this. Like,
Yeah.
we got planter boxes in the last update, which, like, woo, but exciting because you're building a park and you're like, oh my god, okay, like if I put this thing into the ground, so if you go underground with the camera, all you see is like barrels and this and that, like you've built things out of other things.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, oh, there's a I can build like a garden.
Yeah.
So that was my thing. Is I've been kind of doing a Disney-esque park, not copying exactly, but the main street with the hub, and the large building, be it a castle or something else, kind of in the middle as a focal piece.
Yeah.
And then lands off to the side.
Yeah.
And my lands have been completely different. Like the one park I worked on, instead of Fantasyland on the other side of the castle, because I still did the castle, my castle would go out haunted halfway through. Mm-hmm. So on the other side of the castle was like a graveyard and a haunted house and like that kind of thing. And instead of doing like Fantasyland where it's all like, these are nice like old-fashioned buildings, they were all twisted and kind of like built crooked so that it looked like a almost Nightmare Before Christmas-esque or Undead from Warcraft kind of look to it. Like the purples and the blues and those kind of hues. And then I lit the whole thing up so that it like had that lighting effect to it and put fog machines all over the place. And I'm like, yeah!
See, I would love to just like virtually walk through that.
And then the cool piece is...
you are a good designer.
Well, thanks.
Like that's what I said, architect.
So, yeah, he came in while I was playing. I was finishing some stuff in Parkitect, and he's like, you should become some kind of, like, architect of some kind. And I'm like, except I play games where I don't have to worry about gravity. And that's kind of my big shtick, because even when we play Conan, it's like, we'll put a deck here! And it's like, this deck would not hold it.
No.
Never mind all the junk we put on it, but it looks real good.
It does.
So that's my thing with Planet Coaster is I kind of try and do the whole, I hide things too, so if I don't need to build a whole building, I'll just put a wall up. So if you actually look at it from the building perspective, it looks like junk, but if you go down to take it from the view of the peeps,
it looks pretty awesome.
It just looks like a finished wall.
Yeah.
Or it looks like this, or it looks like, and you're like, yeah, you don't know. And again, Disney plays with the Force perspective and all that stuff all the time, so I'm like, that's what I'm going to do.
That's what I'm going to do.
But again, it kind of sucks for the whole management piece, so it's kind of fun to build something. So when we got the planter boxes, I built a pseudo entrance to California Adventure, which is the park on the other side of Disneyland.
Yeah.
Again, because I'm like, oh, I'll do the pier, because that's a big piece of that, and we got pier pieces, and with the Ferris wheel and all that junk for the new expansion. So I'm like, I'll kind of do a pseudo, like I'll kind of same basic floor plan, but change things a little.
Yeah.
So I got done building like the gas station, and it took me 3 hours, and I was like, I'm proud of myself for this gas station. But now I'm done. So it's kind of fun to build things and then just be like, okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'm done.
On the flip side of that, I also got Parkitect, which is almost a spiritual successor more to Roller Coaster Tycoon. So you get the isometric viewpoint, which people have made mods, and you can change that. And I'm like, I don't know. It's not built for that, because like I was telling Chris when he got here, I build a building.
Yeah.
The buildings are all mostly like squares or angles, or like you can add like a rounded edge, but there's not much that goes with the rounded edge. So everything's kind of boxy and square, which it fits. It goes with the look of the game. But for instance, like if I make a snow cone store, because there's a snow cone shop you can put in, you can either put the snow cone shop in and it's a snow cone shop, and it's built for you and you're done. Or you can actually just put in an empty store and turn it into a snow cone shop and build yourself the surrounding thing. But it's not as intuitive as Planet Coaster, where you're like, okay, like I'm gonna put the wall here, and I'm gonna put the light like right there, and I'm gonna put this shape here and that shape here. Like Planet Coaster, I built a building where the top part of it was a camera.
Yeah. With
like a flash bulb at the top, so when you walk by the building, it like. I'm like, I'm going to do that in this game. Like, I'm going to do the same thing. Because, again, I'm just playing with basic shapes. Well, the basic shapes in this game don't even go... Like, you can't flip them on the y-axis.
Oh.
So, like, I get a cylinder.
But you can't.
But I can't actually put it on a wall. It can become not even a post. It can just become a wider or short, like, smaller circle. And I can stack them if I want to.
Yeah.
But I can't... to put it on the wall. So it's like... The decorative piece to Parkitect is missing, but the management side is there. So like I have to click on my stores and make sure my janitors are cleaning them. I have to put zones in to make sure my janitors are doing
to fix the rides.
You need the engineers to be fixing the rides and making sure that their schedules are on and that they're doing their jobs. You have to train the people so that they do their jobs better. You have to keep them happy by making sure that like this and this is there. The cool part to this one is you have to actually build a backstage area, so there's employee-only paths.
Oh, okay.
For instance, people in parks don't like it when they see someone with a big cart pushing a bunch of boxes to restock a store.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because again, like, and then if you think about it, you know, like, having been to Disneyland, you never see that.
Yo, that's true. Yeah.
You never see a guy like, you know, I go to Safeway. You see the guy with the apples in the box going like, I'm putting apples back.
Yeah.
You never see that in Disney
That's
with
true.
anything.
That's true.
If they run out of hats, more hats magically appear.
Because it's magic.
Because it's Disney, like that's the magic. So the whole point with Parkitect is the same thing. People don't want to see the employee paths. They don't want to see the employee buildings. So you actually have to build stuff around them.
Yeah.
And the employee paths, like you can go underground if you want to with them.
Cool. Yeah.
That's
how they do it.
like all that. Oh yeah, Disney has a big underground section to it, but like this one is, they don't want to see employees doing employee things other than like cleaning up puke and emptying trash bins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can even from your depot, which is at the front of your park, you can build smaller depots with tunnels,
Oh, okay.
like transit tunnels.
Anyway.
So they do, like all of a sudden it's like, oh, this smaller depot supplies the ice cream shop. So as soon as the ice cream shop supply stuff shows up, it boop, boop, just pops up in the smaller depot because it's gone through the tracks under the park.
Oh, that's cool.
So less detailing, which kind of it's like, so you're limited, which is a different, I guess, challenge. I just wish there was a few more decorative type pieces.
Yeah.
But definitely more management.
But definitely more management. So all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I want to build this roller coaster, but this roller coaster is going to cost X amount of money. Let's like, so we'll watch how things are doing. Like I had to close my balloon store because it wasn't making any money. Like negative profits, and I'm like, okay, like what if I increase the price of balloons? And no, that's not working. Like now people aren't buying balloons. And I'm like, well, what if I decree like 10 cents a balloon, go nuts? Nothing, and I'm like, oh, is it not? Like maybe it's the location of it, so I'm gonna try moving it around. I've come up with a grand scheme. I'm gonna remodel my entire park, not start new. I've decided I'm gonna try like
Move things around,
remodel. Rain is another thing you have to worry about.
Oh.
It actually tells you what parts people can hide in for rain.
Oh,
Nowhere.
interesting.
Sit up in the rain.
Well, so that was the shtick, is like all of my stores were storefronts.
Yeah.
You didn't go in anywhere.
You just went to the window.
You just went to the window essentially and was like, hello, you sell burgers, I will take one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was still done up like a building. I just didn't have it because the building was hiding the path for the workers in the back part of the building. So I've pushed all the buildings back now to create like an indoor space that people can go into. Because I'm like, oh, I have to be conscious of people are getting wet.
Can they,
Damn.
Can you sell umbrellas?
Yes, there's an umbrella store.
Okay.
There's also certain rides that are obviously indoor
Sheltered
rides.
and-
So yeah, like, but people won't go on my roller coaster when it's raining because it's open to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
So I've built another roller coaster now that is a giant thrill ride, but it's
You were telling me
it's
about this.
inside.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then they're upset with all the there's no decoration.
Yeah,
all
and that's
these
the other
walls
piece
or
is like there's
something?
no decoration. And I'm like, I've built walls all around this roller coaster. Like, what else can I put in? Like, what counts as a decorative
Flowers.
piece? What doesn't count as a decorative piece? So that's my next challenge, is finding like how to decorate some of these things. Is there a zone of proximity to the decorations?
Yes.
Like that kind of stuff. 'Cause,
Right.
And then I found out like my train ride went over some of like my employee paths.
Oh, okay.
And they could see the employee paths from the train. They were like, can see employees carrying boxes and doing things. And I'm like,
I'm sorry.
so now all my employee paths are going like underground.
Underground.
Yeah.
And then coming up into like these little like. So management wise, Parkitect better game. Design wise, Planet Coaster better game.
Better
If the
game.
two companies could get together and like, you know, make something of it, I would be like, yeah. Other than that, I've been playing games with you guys, so I'll get to that in a bit. Joel McHale, the Joel McHale Show with Joel McHale on Netflix, released 6 episodes all at once.
Oh wow.
Weird.
So
it wasn't a
from
weekly
being-
thing anymore.
It went from being a weekly thing. It did well enough. They're like, we're going to film 6 episodes all at once. And even Joel McHale opens and he's like, welcome to the binge episodes of Joel McHale Show with Joel McHale. Essentially going into like, he's like, now we're on par with like Stranger Things and all these other shows that you can just watch all at once. So I'm hoping the show's doing well enough that we do get another season. And right now it's kind of funny because as soon as Joel McHale ended, we got The Break with Michelle Wolf, which is kind of another weekly
Mhm.
talk show with a comedian doing not his thing, but another weekly thing. And I'm like, so if they play on and off of each other, like she does it for a while, then he does it for a while, and then cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm down if we get some variety TV shows, like, once a week of, even if they did it in quarters. You get Joel McHale for the first quarter of the year, Michelle Wolf for the second, and then, like, her show's kind of petering off for me.
Yeah.
She's getting less funny as time goes on. She hasn't found her niche yet. And instead of, like Joel McHale does sports segment.
Yeah.
And instead of, like, even if it didn't work, he sticks with it.
Yeah.
He's like, I will drive this down your throat until you like sports segment. Michelle Wolf just keeps coming up with new stuff every episode.
Oh, I see.
And it's like, you gotta find one and stick with it.
Oh, if it's not working, though.
And that's the thing, I'm not sure if it's working. A lot of her jokes haven't been like, even the audience isn't laughing as much as they, like...
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. But Joel McHale, the 6 episodes were pretty good. They played one joke because Gillian came out from Community.
Yeah.
Because he always has, like, a guest that's on another Netflix show come to kind of plug their stuff.
Yeah.
And they were talking, and I forgot they said something, but Paul Feig, the guy who produces and directs or produces the show, said something, and they shot back, and he's like, oh yeah, well, I'll make sure that Community movie never happens. And he's like, and this is coming from the guy that made an all-females Ghostbusters. And I'm like, oh. And then so my wife and I watched Ghostbusters.
Ah, the newer...
The new one.
The newest.
I like it. I liked it before when I watched it. I wasn't sure if my wife would watch it because she doesn't do the supernatural stuff all that much.
Mhm.
So she hid her face for a good portion of the movie. But and I'm like, do you want me to turn this off? She's like, no, no, no. And I'm like, I've seen it. Like, do not watch this movie for my benefit. But, like, Melissa McCarthy's better in that movie.
She is.
Kristen Wiig I've always liked.
Yeah.
What's her...
McKinnon?
Kate McKinnon. Thank you.
I couldn't remember the first name.
We will piece it together. Kate McKinnon I've always... Like, she's a hoot. And especially in that movie, she's just...
Yeah.
Like, she lights something on fire while she's dancing, and just, like, she leaves it there, like, and then goes and dances with the fire extinguisher, and then puts it out, and you're like, yeah.
So casual.
Yeah, like, the comedy in the movie is just so
It's
well
good.
done, so that's a good one, but I've talked about that one before. DuckTales, we are into Volume 2 of Season 1. Good show, still solid. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. Like, it's... If you like DuckTales, if you have, like, even if you don't have kids, legit watch the show. It's a good show.
Good show. Good show.
Yes. Suits, I started Season 8. This is the first season without 2 of the main cast. One of them went and became a duchess.
Princess?
A princess. And the other one went on to be a dad. His is way less boring. Or way more boring, I'm sorry. He's like, I got married and had a kid. And she's like, oh, yeah? Watch this. So, spoilers for Season 7?
I haven't watched any of it.
Maybe not yet.
Okay.
If that's okay.
No, that's cool. Either way, they write them out of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Season 8 takes place, like, the same day.
Mm-hmm.
With them gone and things redoing themselves at the because they're lawyers, so they work in a law firm. So the law firm now has to recombobulate. So they're moving certain characters that were supporting cast into lead cast roles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they've also brought in Katherine Heigl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was my
It's been a while.
reaction. I'm like,
It's been a while.
so even watching the first episode, she was my least favorite part of the episode.
Why
And
would they bring her?
Suits
She
doesn't.
hasn't done anything in a
Yeah,
while.
I don't know. Suits does a really good job of writing really good female characters. I find, like Donna, who was his,
Yeah.
like, who was like she's one of the main cast. But either way, like, really well done character. Gina
Awesome
Torres
character.
from Firefly.
Okay.
She was she was in charge of the law firm for the longest time. Really well
written character.
And again,
Very strong women.
very strong women. And Katherine Heigl are trying to do the same thing. She just doesn't pull it off as well.
No.
Like, Gina Torres rode that line of being a complete and utter bitch.
Yeah.
But you liked her.
But you liked her because she had to be a bitch because she was in charge of this law
Yeah.
firm with these idiots underneath her where she was like, oh my god, like
she still had, like, how do you put it? Like, just
Harvey's
authoritative.
yes, like
kind of.
Harvey's an asshole.
Yeah.
But you love him
But
as
you
an
like him.
asshole.
Yeah.
He's a lovable asshole. She was the lovable bitch. Like she had to be. She had
Yeah.
to be this like
Same with Donna.
and
You just loved.
and Donna you just love because she's Donna.
Yeah.
But like again, very powerful female characters, which is always good.
It's nice.
But Katherine Heigl, like her opening scene is her in a boxing ring. Like they tried to Lara Croft her, where they were like, in the
She's
new,
athletic.
they're trying to show like she can hold her own in the boxing ring, so she's gonna hold her own as a lawyer, so
Yeah.
like, go toe to toe.
Sure.
And you're like, and then she shows up, and it's just like you're just, and maybe she'll become a lovable asshole.
Yeah, maybe. Because I remember like hating Lewis in the first couple episodes.
Yeah, but you were supposed to.
Yeah.
Lewis was the bad guy. But like Harvey, automatically you're like, you're a jerk, but I like you.
Yeah.
And I think they were trying to do the same thing with Katherine Heigl's character, and it's just I'm not sure if it's.
Maybe it's
I
her.
think I don't like
No.
Katherine Heigl.
No, neither do I. And my like,
just-
as soon as it was like she shows up in the opening credits, my wife's like, oh. And then she looks at me, she's like, you're really not gonna like this, and I'm like.
Oh, she's back.
And again, it's like because I love the show, I love the writers, like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe
Give
I
it a
just
chance.
maybe I just didn't like the writers that Katherine Heigl
Maybe.
had behind her, but no,
If you watch more than one episode with her in it, though?
they've only had one episode, so that's why like it's a tentative like
Mhm.
I'm willing to give her a shot.
Yeah.
Because again, it might be they're trying to portray her as one kind of character, and then she'll swoop around.
Evolve. Yeah.
Yes.
Which
So we'll
which-
see.
Yeah, which is something in that show. You see characters grow.
Which is not, and I always love that. in
Yeah.
shows. Last show that I've watched that doesn't. The last thing I've done that doesn't involve you people. Hollyweeds is a show by Kevin Smith.
About all the people who do drugs in Hollywood.
He shot a pilot for this show. Now, Kevin Smith, known for Clerks.
Yeah.
He's really well known for doing shows involving guys behind counters, or people behind counters trying to sell things.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for his movie Yoga Hosers. It's about two Canadian.
daughter-
It's his
his
daughter,
daughter's
Johnny
Johnny
Depp's
Depp's
daughter,
daughter.
and they're behind a counter in a convenience store in Canada. Justin Long stars in it. Like there's
Like Justin Long.
that's what. So I'm sitting there like, and written by Kevin Smith. Like you're going, oh yeah, okay. Like I want to see
Yeah.
that. It's still not available, at least for streaming purposes.
Oh, okay.
In any way, shape, or form. Like not on Google Play. I can't buy it. I can't do this. This show he shot like 3 years ago though,
Okay.
and it is about two guys who run a weed store in Hollywood.
So you probably see a lot of famous.
So there's not a lot of people. Like Jason Mewes is the guy that lives behind the weed store. He's the homeless guy that lives in the alley behind the weed store. So like one of the jokes was they're taking out all the dried plants.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing to they're branches, they're sticks, they're
Yeah.
twigs, and he puts them down, and all of a sudden he pops out of his little tent that he's made, and he's like, "Wah!" And they're like, "Ah!" And he's like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, "We're just throwing out the branches," and he grabs one of the boxes and starts chewing on them, and he looks and he's like, "Am I high?" And you're just like, this show is amazing.
It is on Netflix.
No, so here's the shtick. This show, the first episode, the pilot, is on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay.
But if you want more episodes, you go to this other website that's starting, and it's kind of a Kickstarter-esque show, but it's for just shows. And what you do is you essentially pay for, or pledge to pay for, so many more episodes. So Kevin Smith says, if I can make this much money, I'll make 6 more episodes.
Yeah.
But I need to make that money by this date,
Mhm.
so I can roll along with it. And so essentially, this whole website, their shtick is, it allows fans to greenlight shows by going, yes, I would pay to watch this.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting concept.
Right. And so, like Kevin Smith, you can say, like, I will pledge $2 an episode.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll, pledge this many an episode. So if at 6 episodes, it comes out to X.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It also doesn't say how much other people have pledged, which is kind of nice, because Kickstarter,
yeah.
Kickstarter was kind of, you're like, it's been done. Like, I don't need to put any more money into this
Yeah.
thing. I'm good.
Yeah.
This one's legitimately like, I'll pay for this many more episodes, and it helps greenlight shows that might not have been greenlit because he sent this pilot around and nobody wanted it 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But then the service came up, and he either got the call or someone talked to him about it, and he's like, okay, because there's one gag at the end. They had to reshoot, except Kevin Smith has subsequently lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
In 3 years, like even in the last few months since his heart attack, he's lost a ton of weight.
Yeah.
So there's a gag at the end because he comes in and he's like way thinner, and you're like, and so they make a joke about it and kind of play through it. And it's a very adult show. I mean, the first episode involves him delivering weed to a porn set. You don't see anything other than a guy's butt like walking through the set, but the jokes are obviously quite mature and that kind of stuff and everything. So it's like it's a decent enough show. I might throw some money at it, but you can watch it on YouTube right now, and then it directs you right to the website. To pledge money.
Oh, that's cool.
They don't obviously take the money until it's hit that goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can say like, oh, I'm totally down with giving you $5 an episode, say $30, and then I'll get the season. Sure, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think that's a really cool way of doing TV, though.
Yeah, I think it is, because then you know exactly
what you're getting.
It allows, because that's
what
my thing
your fan
is,
base and your responses.
and that's the thing is, you send a pilot to any of the networks, it has to go through how many people on its way up, and then someone goes, no,
and one person decides if people actually like it or not. Well,
right. One person's making a choice for everybody.
Yeah.
And we end up with some shows on TV where you're like, why is this on TV
and not something
when
else.
this isn't on TV?
Yeah.
Firefly.
So Hollyweeds, you can find it on YouTube, and if you follow Kevin Smith like I do, he's plastering it everywhere right now. He's like, watch my new show. Other than that, we have you and I went to see Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
It was a good film.
On par with the first one.
Yeah.
Which
is what I was expecting. I was not expecting Avengers 3 level, stuff out of an Ant-Man movie.
No.
So
it was. I think it was as good as the first one.
Yeah. It had gags. It was funny.
It had important story material.
Yes, it attached. It attached all the way to Civil War, and it does take place during the events of
Avengers 3.
Avengers 3. Not that you really get a sense of it.
Essentially, the big ones are from it are Civil War and Infinity War.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both wars.
Yes. Because Civil War was the fallout of what happened to Scott after he went and helped Captain America.
Was put into shields.
And was put into the...
Or not shields, I guess. It
was the Ark or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is shields.
Which is shield.
Yeah.
It's the government's...
Government's...
Yeah.
But yeah, this one I thought was good. So and like I said to you yesterday, I read a review that someone complained that it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, but the Wasp is not really in it.
Oh,
like
really?
it shouldn't be Ant-Man and the Wasp. It should be Ant-Man
and
the Wasp, because she doesn't really do that much to help the movie. Like it's still Ant-Man's movie.
Yeah,
I didn't feel that. I felt like it was a good
she was a lot
buddy movie.
In the Evangeline Lilly was a lot in the trailers. Was in the trailers.
Yes.
Yeah, as the badass.
And she's so that's like my thing is like they're like, well, Ant-Man's still like, he's the one saving the day all the time. Like she's just kind of there, and I'm like, he's the one that like maybe finishes stuff, but there's no way he could have done it
without the Wasp.
Without the partnership of not even just her, but the whole ensemble cast. Like it's quite an ensemble movie.
Yeah. Got some parts of it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot where it's just Hank Pym. Or not Hank, sorry, Scott Lang.
Scott Lang, yeah.
Like there's not a lot where it's just Scott. Scott's always got other stuff going on. Whereas the first Ant-Man movie, it was very much like, okay, now you get to see Ant-Man to do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This one's very much a, hey, Ant-Man and the Wasp, have to go do their thing.
Yeah.
Even Hank has a bigger role in this movie.
A little bit.
Other than just the inventor guy who, comes up with stuff.
It's cool to see Michael Douglas in that role.
The fight scenes I thought were
interesting
Yeah,
fight
very
scenes.
interesting.
Yep. Good choreographed fight
Yes.
scenes. Ghost was a very cool antagonist for the movie.
Yeah.
One of the antagonists, I guess. There's a couple. Sort of.
There's a couple.
I'm starting to call the bad guys in the movies antagonists because they're not
One,
necessarily like
and
you know
2A
bad.
and 2B.
Because again, like the Thanos, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Bad guy for sure, but
Depends on
His
how
reasoning.
you view.
right, like
Things.
it's not like bad guy antagonist. He's working against the protagonist.
Protagonist, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what it would be.
I'm going more literary with that one. Like we've in movies forever, we've been like good guy, bad guy.
Yeah. Or is Thanos the protagonist and all the heroes of the antagonist?
Right, and
working?
that's essentially the
Yeah.
shtick is, you know, depending on your viewpoints of
Yeah.
how that movie goes. It's like, this is the Thanos movie when all the other people are trying to stop him, those jerks.
Yeah.
But antagonists, because they are starting to get more into the whole, are the villains really villains? And some villains have to be villains. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
Well, yeah.
you get your Hammer Industries type things.
Yeah,
Justin Hammer has to be,
he's
he's a dickhead who's just in it for the money and doesn't.
Very
Yes.
selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a self-interest there that has nothing else to do with
And
anything.
if you hurt someone else, he doesn't care.
Right.
I mean, even Ironmongers? Warmongers? Black Panther.
Yes.
Oh.
Warmonger?
Warmonger.
Yeah.
Longer.
I'm like going through all the movies, like which one's that one?
The way he had his reasoning was fine, like opening up
Yeah.
Wakanda to the world, but the way he went about it is
Yes, I want to help people.
bad.
I'm doing it in the wrong way, and you're like, okay, so
Yeah.
you're...
Yeah.
But antagonist, they're really like, I like that word more for them now, as opposed to like, they're the villain in this movie.
They're the bad guy.
They still say villains.
They still do, because that's the comic book term, but in
Yeah.
my mind, it's like, Ghost was a really good antagonist, I thought.
Yeah.
So, Ghost there, good movie, and without saying anything...
I'm trying not to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I mean, like,
Try
for the
not
sake of
to.
everything, everybody, the movie just came out like a week ago,
Yeah.
so it's
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But still, good flick. On par with the first one. Nice kind of palate cleanser after Infinity War because... And they did the same thing after the last one was like we had this, you know, the Sokovia stuff where everything... And then we get Ant-Man and you're like, oh yeah, we can be happy again.
Happy.
So...
There were some confusing things for myself, but I mean, I can look that up.
All right. That no one knows. That's a Marvel movie thing.
I'll still look it up.
You can. That's a Marvel movie thing. You're not going to find anything. I think that'll play more into
The future.
subsequent films.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly.
If there's 3.
I don't know. Like that's...
Who knows what they're doing at this point?
Well...
We
yeah.
don't know who's getting greenlit for sequels and movies
And that's what we said.
anymore.
Like, they didn't show up at Comic-Con, so we don't know
We-
what's happening for films anymore, like, when it comes to this stuff. It's where,
Yeah.
like, do you get a movie? Do you not get a movie? Are you
here just to talk? But I heard
are you
there was
dead?
a
Are you-
little thing with Paul Bettany and the girl who plays Madness. I can't say her name.
Oh.
They were at Comic-Con.
Sure they were.
They might be there, but they just might not have a panel.
Right. Sorry, I have a cord that's stuck that I'm trying to get.
It's okay.
As I show you my butt.
Yeah, I'm good with this.
Hello, Nick's bottom.
But yeah, it was good.
Good movie.
Yep.
I'll
see it.
definitely have to see it
Go
soon.
see it.
Yes. Okay, so switching back to you, we've been playing Conan
Conan!
Exiles.
Dean can play eventually
I'm
if
not
he...
going to play.
All right.
I've looked into that and I don't want to. Same with Tony's Defiance. I saw that. I've looked at the trailers.
Yeah, we played Defiance. I forgot to write that one.
I looked at that. That's a PlayStation thing for me. That's not going to be a computer game.
Conan is more building slow.
Conan is...
Conan can
Do
easily
what
be
you
played on a
want.
computer, yeah.
Yeah.
It is not fast paced or like it's
Well,
not that kind of action thing.
that's not my issue.
Oh.
But it's just not.
Hmm.
I'm just not interested.
Your
in
style
playing
of-
Conan.
Yep. Oh well, that's
Well, I was. I looked at. I've seen it.
Yeah.
And I've watched Twitch people play, and it's like, yeah, no.
It's legitimately like
It's
I
like the forest. It seemed like.
see in the
like
forest.
we
I
build
couldn't.
things.
I couldn't play alone.
Yeah.
The only reason I play Conan and like Conan is because we play.
Yeah.
And we're like, where should we build the living room? Like, we're barbarians going like, where do we put the living room, Brian?
I'm very story
well,
based.
next to the
It's not story
It's
heavy.
definitely not story
It is
heavy.
not story heavy.
Defiance is, but Defiance is old. It feels old. It
Yeah.
looks old. It's,
Well, there was 2 different games for Defiance.
so there's
Yeah,
Defiance
there's
and Defiance
Defiance
2050,
2050.
which is the one we've been playing. Or
Yeah.
we played with Tony.
Even looking at that when he talked about it, but I was camping and I watched it when I came back.
Yeah.
I like it
I
more
feel
than...
it can't be a computer game for me.
Yeah, I think it is. It feels... I understand
Even-
what you're going... I feel like it's very console-y.
Even
It does.
Dying Light, like it's very awkward.
Yeah,
for
we're
me.
gonna figure out how to get controllers working for you.
It's very awkward.
Like, your
for
controllers
me.
aren't working at all?
It's not, whatever reason, it's not
I'll come
connecting.
over one day and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
But it's along the same lines. Like, it's great playing with you guys, but it's super awkward.
You want a
and
controller.
I'm
You just want to
clunky.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're just very used to controllers and keyboards.
I'm stuck in my ways. I don't.
Yeah. That's a fun... That's...
Hey, it's
And Defiance would be the same way.
Yeah, Defiance, I find you could easily...
It's.
I feel like even the controls we use, a controller would be better.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I've looked at it, and it's judging by what it says, it's a very multiplayer game.
It's very
It's
Destiny-like.
So
very
playing by
like
myself would
Destiny.
not be.
It's a third-person Destiny game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without half the stuff. And it looks old. Because it is old.
What is
Yeah.
all the tied into the show?
Yes. Which I didn't know was even a show.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
it was
know
a show either.
Now that I've seen the characters, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this now.
But, like, it feels old, and that's kind of my biggest gripe with the game. Like, as old as WoW feels,
It's fresh.
They keep refreshing it.
they,
Yeah,
one,
like
they keep
it-
refreshing it, and two, the art style that they use.
It's simple for people.
Oh, yes.
It's
yes,
simple
yes,
for people
yes.
who play consoles to do this. Like it just
Yes.
jumping around and parkouring and
Yes. Oh, yeah, you have
all
to
that
be, you have to
is
be
very-
nimble on a keyboard.
why I can't just.
Yeah, no, you gotta know where stuff is.
If you like WoW, you might like Heroes of the Storm.
I'm not gonna play Heroes of this.
I told you.
Someday
that.
I'll convince you. Someday.
Yeah, okay. As soon as you convince Tony to play WoW,
All right.
That's on my
I'll work
bucket
on that
list
one.
to do. Yeah, I'll work on that.
Either way, Conan, we've built ourselves a fine little house. We're starting to find more and more resources. But that's pretty much, that game is like, we must venture out to find coal so we can make torches so we may see in the dark.
Yeah. It took us forever to find coal.
Yep. We have a naked
In a
dancer
mine.
lady now, though.
Yeah, we do.
in a mine.
In a mine.
Coal mine.
In a mine. Where a million diamonds
Hi-ho.
shine. Yeah.
Cease and desist.
Yeah, we got our naked dancer lady.
Yes, we did.
Just in your house.
And
Yep.
we were getting what else were we training?
Slave, I assume.
We were training an archer.
Thrall.
Thrall.
Slave.
Thrall. This is another word for the word you're using,
I know.
but it is a nicer
I remember
word.
our old WoW guild.
Yeah. Thrall.
We were training something else.
I think an archer.
Archer or something. We did train a fighter before, but then
She
a
died.
Komodo dragon killed it. Killed her.
Good job, guys.
There's some.
They were gigantic Komodo dragons.
They
Sorry,
are.
anyways.
There are some very cool aspects to Conan. There
Yeah.
are some. Like you say, there's no story.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a. To me, I still don't feel like it's a full game.
No, it doesn't feel finished. And I talked about that with Tony when we talked
Yeah.
about it. I'm like, it doesn't feel finished. It feels like an early access game
Yeah.
that still needs a lot of updates. But they're like, second DLC's coming, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think you need DLC right now. I think
No.
you need to like.
The DLC is all cosmetic.
Yes.
None of it is.
Yeah.
It's like loot
s-
boxes nowadays.
Yeah. So yeah, it's cosmetic type stuff. I don't mind. Like I say though, I don't mind DLC being cosmetic because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, do you want the Asian inspired look? Because that's one of the. I think that's the DLC that's out already.
Yeah.
Is like
yeah.
more of the Eastern, like look
Yeah.
to yourself, so you can like make yourself more of a samurai than a barbarian.
Yeah.
So again, if
you're
you
going
want,
barbarian, you're going the full rule. You're
yeah.
not
So if you want to, you can do that. If you don't
Mhm.
want to, then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, all right, I'll just stick to being my naked barbarian running around.
Yeah.
And there's full nudity in the game.
Oh yeah.
Dongs
Oh, yeah.
everywhere.
And you can control how big it is.
Yes. Average size, by the way. In case anybody's wondering. We won't
Not
stream.
the way he's talking.
We won't stream his is also average size.
Yeah,
Okay, so to be fair, I moved the slider up to see like how big it could get. But when it's like almost at your kneecaps, it's like I feel like as a barbarian, that's not a safe bet.
No.
His 6 gets sliced off.
And when you're swimming or climbing an
It-
it just hangs there.
Yeah.
And you can
As
see
it
it. It's
does.
just like, whoa.
Yeah. So yeah,
Nice to know you guys have played around with that.
oh yeah, no. If
yeah.
we want, so Tony watched just the one game because you can watch people off Steam.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I'll just like what? And he's like, oh, I'm watching you now, so I took my pants off.
And then I slowly came in.
Yeah.
Butt naked.
And then you hear Tony's significant other on the other side. What are you guys doing?
Tony's like, no. He did, I don't know what he said.
And he's
I
like,
don't
it's a
remember.
stupid game they're playing, and it's like the nudity is essentially really for that stupidity factor because you can't turn it off. You can wear a loincloth.
Oh, yeah.
It covers things up. But we won't stream that.
If you,
game, 'cause
if you go extend all the way, that's a really long way.
and they tuck it in. They tie it in when they,
Oh.
either way, Conan, it's been fun. I don't know what else. Like it's essentially we got an elevator to our base because our base is actually on the top of a cliff, so we've built an elevator that now like takes us up.
Stairs.
I went to go explore like on another server. So there's like cold environments, hotter environments. You die really fast in the cold environments.
So you have to actually get the right
Yeah.
kind of
No loincloth is going to
No
cover
loincloth.
it. Just shrivel up.
And then,
So
well,
shrink
we
it
learned
again?
there's like insulated
There's
wood.
insulated wood. There's insulated.
Yeah.
clothes,
So
like, yeah.
I haven't gone to the volcano or the snowy mountains. I've gone to this more African-like environment where there's like rhinos and.
It's like an MMO but shrunk. The world's
Shrunk,
still
yeah,
quite
it's
big,
pretty-
but
Yeah.
But
all the biomes are just in sections.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see it not being everyone's
Cup of tea.
cup of tea.
And even for us, like when we first got into the game, it was
We had to
tough to know
figure it
what
out,
to do.
yeah.
Like we restarted a few times.
Yeah. And
Um,
like Nick, I enjoyed a lot more for building things and being like, oh yeah, this is my house.
Yeah.
This is
Both
my
of you should be
base."
architects.
You should see our house in Conan. It would totally fall down if we built it
Yeah.
in real life. So there's this island that we're on, and then there's two cliffs, and in between the cliff is like a rock
A land
bridge,
bridge, yeah.
a land bridge. So we've built across the land bridge, which is cool. But like I said,
It
we
would
have
have
like,
collapsed.
It
the
would
land.
have, yeah. We would have broken the land bridge by now with all the stuff we've been building on top.
It's like a back cave though, because our elevator goes down to like right where the land bridge is.
Yeah.
So like we go like. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
So if we're running away from things, we're just like.
Are you calling it your back cave?
No.
That's how I answer the phone upstairs. The red one,
Yeah. You actually answered that thing? Boy.
because it confuses the people when I go Batcave.
I'm gonna phone that number one
Yes,
day.
ma'am.
It's the same one it used to be.
Yes, Mayor? What would you like?
I know. I'm waiting for someone to be like, Batman, we need your
We
help.
need
I'll be
your
like,
help.
oh, okay.
The Joker is at it again.
Where to? Yeah, Conan's been fun, but again, it's the building aspect and trying to get the like. Honestly, the only reason we venture away from the house is to get supplies to rebuild the house, like add on to the house.
Or to get
Find new
thralls.
resources and stuff, or to find thralls.
'Cause you can get a thrall for everything: cooking, armoring, dancing, archering, fighting.
So we've made it a challenge.
Yeah.
You know,
To get as many
as
thralls of you.
as barbarians, we're not gonna find male thralls.
And
That's just
and
stupid.
Conan does sell the game as pretty much the main goal is to get as much thralls as you can to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
To dance?
And
Dancing increases your health regeneration. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Having a dancer on our balcony.
and it shows that you are entertained, and we use the whole gladiator thing. Like, are you not entertained? I'm like, I'm entertained.
You can yell that out.
we do.
do. Because
We have a big horn on one of our balconies.
Oh, yeah.
too.
And then one time I was
One
running
for
away and I
neighbors.
heard it. I was like, I turned around and Nick's just standing by there, jumping up and down.
Yeah.
And then I blew him a kiss.
Then Brian gave me the finger.
I blew him a kiss, and I guess in his perspective, it looked like I was going, Hwaza!
Well, because all I could really see was your
My arm.
your arm moving, so all it did was like this, and I'm like, well,
I was
F
going-
you two. again, why that game is fun with other people.
Yes, it's not as great by yourself.
Something else we both did, Brian. So thanks to Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I laughed because ages ago when the Spider-Man thing was coming out for PS4, I'm like, I will wait for a Spider-Man PlayStation 4. And Tony kept poo-pooing my dreams.
Why? What did we
Because the God of War one had just come out.
Oh, yeah, and he said...
They come out with a lot of...
And that was my thing, was like, they come out with a lot of them. Because the Battlefield, or Battlefront 2 one had, like, just come out. Then the God of War one. So
they had a Horizons one, didn't they?
No, there's no.
Oh, no?
Mine's a Batman one.
But now I will probably get Horizons.
Well, so that's my shtick is, like,
Because it looks like an awesome game?
Well, yeah, you can get Horizon the game. But what, you talking console?
No, he's gonna get the game.
I've already ordered the PS4.
Yeah,
so that was the thing. Is I was waiting for the Spider-Man one. Tony kind of kept, I don't know if they're, and then Chris the other day was like, guys, in our group chat, in our WhatsApp, he's like, guys, oh my god, like here it is, like Nick and maybe Brian.
I wasn't sure.
I didn't see it because I was really busy at work that day. And then
So-
I didn't get it till I think you texted me personally.
Yeah, I sent you a text because I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not sure if his
'Cause
WhatsApp's not working. Yeah, I know, right?
Because it was a limited edition.
So that's the thing. Like you can
They say that.
they say
they
that,
just
but
say
at the
it.
same time, the God of War one is sold out.
Is it?
Yes, I think you can still find it
I was
in
gonna say, probably
stores, but online it's.
Yeah.
So either way, you send me the link to the website, and the website has a button like pre-order now. So I pre-order now, and it's like not available. And I'm like, so that night I had Best Buy open, EB Games open, and Amazon open, and onto the PlayStation 4 console pages, and just refreshing, and finally Best Buy was the one that had it. Amazon, it's still not up.
Oh, really?
Can't find it. EB Games I haven't checked because if I have to order between EB Games and Best Buy, I'd rather have it from Best Buy.
Best Buy, yeah.
If in all honesty, I'd rather have it from Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just as the shipping company, they are the
Shipping
easiest.
gurus.
Like the least problems I have with shipping come from Amazon.
Yeah.
The second least I have are from Best Buy. The worst shipping experiences I've had come from EB Games.
Yeah. So that's my main concern with ordering this thing.
Well, you can
I
order
really
to
hope...
store and just go pick it up.
Not right now.
No, you
can
couldn't. You had to put in your address, so
No.
it's shipping to my address.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Which I'm worried. If it's gonna get stolen, or if they're not.
If you don't have the nice Purelator tag on your window,
Yeah.
they'll take it back to the depot.
Okay. Well, because they said it was going to get shipped through Canada Post.
No.
Or would they just take
They
it
might
back
take
to
it-
Canada
they take it
Post,
back
and then
to
I would
the-
have to
yeah.
go in and.
They'll
okay.
leave you the little thing on your door.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That'll make me
Yeah.
feel better.
Yeah. They'll leave the little thing on your door that goes, "Come and pick it up," and you'll go, "Oh," because you can't pick it up till the next day.
Yeah.
So then you'll be like,
that's fine.
My PlayStation is sitting in a. Either way, we have PlayStations coming, so that could be something
I'm so
you'll
excited.
get more.
I'm pretty excited.
Well, there's such a great back
unfortunately think I
catalog
do
of
have to
it.
buy a new TV though.
Why?
Well, because my wife has control over.
Oh, you
the
need a
TV.
second TV.
I need a
All right.
second TV where I can be like.
Wherever your computer is,
Yeah.
put it right there.
And like I do have an old TV from like my grandpa when he moved
flat
away,
screen?
and it's a flat screen, but it only goes to 780p,
No.
which if I'm getting a P, like this is an old
You gotta get 4K.
old HD TV
Yeah.
when they first came out, and I need to get a better one. So
4K.
yeah, which yeah
It adds up.
yeah.
I think that one's the better one. I have a lot of TVs in this house.
Whichever one you're gonna have more access
Want to give one
to.
to me?
No, because I'm using them all.
Whichever one you have more access to.
In all honesty, Brian, buy a TV. Do what I like. Do this
Yeah,
setup.
yeah.
So wherever your computer is, essentially just like hang it on the wall.
Yeah, which is my plan. It's going to go into my man cave,
Yeah. So I've been looking at
which
like,
is not really a man
I
cave.
kind of want to redo the section over here. I have to talk to my wife.
Yeah.
I'd like to get the TV on the wall.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Well, again, not even as my wife, as the other person who also owns this house.
I don't see why that'd be an issue.
No, and even like, I kind of want.
Well, we can.
There's things I want to do, but either way, I am getting a PlayStation. So I looked at my wife because you sent me the thing, and I went like, and I'm like, it came out, and she's like, what? And I'm like, the Spider-Man PlayStation. She's like, are we getting a PlayStation? And I'm like, yes.
My wife couldn't argue with me because apparently she bought a second horse saddle, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "I could buy a PlayStation then."
Yeah, you had so her thing.
Bargaining chip there.
The biggest thing for like my significant other when it comes to buying games or like game consoles, like even the Switch, she's like, this Switch thing. She's like, really different from the Wii U, and I'm like,
very.
So, yeah, I know. I'm like, yes, very, very different, and I'm like, so you show her, and I'm like, and these games are coming out. Yeah. So as long as I'm going to invest further in the system, she doesn't care.
Get a game that she'll play.
She won't play anything on PlayStation. Yeah. Like Nintendo, I'm free reign on Nintendo because she'll play as soon as they announce Mario Party. I sent her a picture of Mario Party, and she's like, "Is it gonna be like the last one?" I'm like, "No, they fixed it." And she's like, "So we're getting it," and I'm like, "Yes." I'm safe with Nintendo. PlayStation, it was more of are you spending this much money for one game?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no. There's this thing's been out for 6 years.
Yeah.
They have a lot of
I can go back in time now and buy a whole bunch of stuff. And she's
stuff.
like, oh, okay then.
Yeah. I was going to get Horizons, probably God of War.
Uncharted.
Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff.
Sports games, and that was my big thing.
Yeah.
She's like,
NHL.
She's like, what? And I'm like,
NFL.
It would be in time.
Yeah, you would get Madden.
It would be in time.
I can finally play a football game, and how long has it been?
That was and that's always my shtick. Even when I got the PlayStation 3, I'm like, I can play hockey again.
My brother's gonna be jealous.
And that was even when my wife was like, "There's enough games for this thing that you want to actually play." I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, "It works as a Blu-ray, so I'll make sure it's set up downstairs so we can actually watch Blu-ray movies downstairs." Da 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 da. She's like, "All right, we're good."
Which is a bit unfortunate for Nintendo because I don't think I'll ever buy a sports game for Nintendo again. Because I'll probably get it on the PS4.
Which one?
Depends on the game, honestly. Yeah. Like I say,
if they're fun,
unless it's
Aces or
if they brought snowboard kids back, if it was or Mario Kart kind of racing, yes. But if it was more realistic sports games,
2K,
I will go for the
18 NBA.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No.
NBA
is horrible on the Switch.
Yeah.
I play
WWE.
Is even worse on the Switch. I haven't played it, but I keep looking because it keeps going on sale for half off, and I'm like, maybe now they've fixed it. I go online and they're like latest patch.
No, yeah, it's.
I'm like, oh. If you have more than 2 wrestlers in the ring, the game just chugs.
Yeah, it's still broken.
So you have to play the game without the ref, because the ref counts as a person. But the whole point was you can have an 8-player cage match like you used to be able to on the N64.
Yeah.
But the thing just you're like, ah. But yeah, in my mind, if EA could get their stuff together and come out with, because FIFA wasn't a bad game on the Switch.
No,
I think they did a good job of FIFA. But if I could get NHL on my Switch, in all honesty, I would probably play it more because again, I can watch a game in between periods.
Oh yeah.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Get your hockey fill for 3 hours.
Exactly, 3 hours of nothing but hockey. My Oilers are doing better than your Oilers.
Play the same game.
Yeah.
Same time.
Womp, womp, womp. Because that was even my thing when watching the Oilers this year, and then I'm playing FIFA, and I'm going, this would be so much better if it were hockey. But yeah, so I'm with you though. Obviously, sports games, it's gonna be is this better as a portable something? What
Well, the great thing is Sony is very not cross-play.
And that's yes.
Maybe a lot of games you could just buy for them.
Yes, and that's the other piece. They have enough exclusives that I want to buy, and I mean, we've talked about that constantly on this show. If there's ever another console to buy other than my Nintendo and other than my computer, it's obviously the PlayStation because Microsoft has nothing I want to play on it that I can't play on any of the other systems.
Yeah.
Which brings me to something. Do you think it was a good idea that I convince a coworker to not get the Xbox and go with the Switch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I told her the Xbox is
and especially with kids.
A dead-end console.
It depends how old the kid is, though. Some of the older kids are more Xbox than...
Yes, Call of Duty.
These kids are 7, 9, and 11 or something.
So Fortnite and Minecraft, which are both on the Switch.
Which they want, yeah.
It would still be an Xbox, though.
I wouldn't. As a parent, I wouldn't.
I was trying to
work with.
I mainly told her how dead-end Xbox was.
They do.
I know. I wouldn't. Personally, being an adult who works with kids, those kids shouldn't be playing half the stuff they're playing.
They'll go to your friends and do it.
That's fine. I used to do that. I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons in this household.
Yeah, I wasn't either. Till I was 13 or something.
So I went to my friend's place, and he'd have The Simpsons on, and I'm like, I'm not breaking the rules. He's watching it, I'm not. Your fault.
It wasn't me.
I didn't go. It wasn't you. I went to your place and played Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, we played a lot of Super Smash. We had a lot of 24-hour nights.
Yeah, we did.
24-hour nights.
We went for a whole weekend once.
24-hour.
I remember that.
Day and night?
Oh, yeah, day and night. Yeah.
We went from one guy's thing at his dad's church.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we were going to go to bed that night because we were going to your house the next day. So we were all like, we'll sleep tonight because we'll stay up Saturday night into Sunday.
Nope.
Nope, because someone brought Super Smash Bros. To the church.
And we played Smash Bros.
All night. And then I went home, and I showered, and I changed, and I went to his house, and we did it again.
We felt so sick, though. I remember us both
Sunday
feeling
was,
super sick. Like,
Sunday was deadly.
We were both ready to throw up.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because you're staying up.
Our body was like, you guys really
had nothing
messed
but
up.
Yeah, you have had nothing but pop and pizza and no sleep for 2 days. I will.
Those were the days.
Yeah, can't do that no more.
No. Like even if I tried,
I still do pizza and pop, but just staying up all night.
Yeah.
I can't do pizza and pop all weekend without.
I can't.
My body going, you've done something horribly wrong.
I would get gout too.
Yeah, you. Yeah, you're.
I could try.
I'm giving all my.
I want to do this one.
But that's my shtick. Like I've had those weekends where I'm
pizza
like,
pops.
Nothing. Oh man,
pizza pops.
I can't have pizza pops anymore.
I can eat them for you. Don't worry.
We'll solve that problem for you.
Yeah.
We'll make sure there's none left.
But I have like my 64 cans of Coke. I have to give to my brother-in-law.
You don't have to give it to your brother-in-law.
Oh, you want some too? I could bring it here. I have 2 cases of 32 Cokes. I was like,
but what are you gonna mix the rum with?
That's another problem. I might have to switch
rum.
to a different
straight rum.
I've been doing amaretto and Sprite, which is actually quite delicious.
So less of the corn syrup in the Sprite, I'm assuming is the.
Actually, no, I didn't check if Sprite. I might not be able to do Sprite anymore. It'll be amaretto and orange juice.
All right.
Look up different rum drinks. Like maybe you can do old fashions or something.
Yeah.
Like
or
go
some gin and
classy
tonics.
with it.
Gin and tonics.
Ooh, go classy with it. Yeah. Go old school.
Water.
Either way, the last thing we've all been playing together.
Sorry, yeah, we totally
way off topic. That's okay. We went off about like 20 minutes ago, but that's cool. Warcraft, World of Warcraft.
Yes.
The new patch came out, so we've all been we dabbled in that a bit together.
I need to trying to figure things out, getting a little annoyed at some things.
Oh, very annoyed at some things, less annoyed at others.
I miss my Black Arrow so much.
Well, and that's the thing. Everybody kind of lost certain spells.
Ability,
to. So my druid, for instance, when we PvP, one of my big moves is Displacer Beast. So I would teleport and gain a speed boost.
Yeah.
So if something was attacking me, I would teleport and speed boost. So get out of their range, depending on what they were, and speed boost.
And speed boost. To
now
get further.
now you hit the button and you gain like 200% speed.
But you don't teleport.
But you start slowing down, but no teleport.
Yeah.
So you go faster.
Yeah.
You cover the same amount of ground, but I no longer have that teleport, which sometimes is the thing that got me out of
a lot of bad, especially as a healer, that got me out of so many bad situations.
I feel with this now, I can't take on more than maybe 2 people.
Yes,
and that's the other, and that's part of the stat squish at this point. They are
but for marksmen,
because I would do the aim shot.
Yeah.
I would maybe even do 2 aim shots, and then the Black Arrow, and then they're distracted, and then I could just go to town with everything else.
And then something they also took away from marksman hunters is your arcane shot and multi-shot doesn't apply hunter's mark. You have to apply it to an individual. You have to apply hunter's mark now with a talent to an individual.
I don't do that then because I don't.
Oh,
I have
hunter's mark does so much extra damage.
There's the automatic thing with the target that I have now.
Oh, okay.
That comes up. That does extra stuff with the 2 other shots.
Oh, okay.
So
I can't remember what that's called though.
I think what they're aiming for you guys to do now when it comes to that kind of thing, one is traps.
Traps, yeah.
Traps are all the way for me or up on my right side, and I have to go up and click it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Yep.
No, that doesn't
Welcome
work.
to the- welcome to
that
the
doesn't
game,
work for
baby.
me. Either that or I move him into my.
Yeah, you move it to as either 7 or 8. Or
I can't
something.
moves all the way across.
So that's the.
I have moved all the way across, all the way to the equal sign.
So then shift one.
Oh.
So I go
That's
to
tough
the
too.
I go to the bar.
Yeah,
Those are all
and
my
then
shift
you'd
one,
have
two,
to
three,
shift
4.
1, 2, 3.
But that's where all my mounts are.
Oh, all my mounts are off to the side.
Yeah, my mounts, I only have one designated one that I use, and if I really want to change them out, because if I want to change them out, I
Depends where
have
I
to
am.
be not in combat anyways.
Right.
Depends where I am.
So then I just go into my collections list and
if
find
I'm
them out.
if I'm in the Undercity area, I have to ride my dead horse.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, I ride my giant bird.
You
I
could,
switched it up.
Yeah,
I gotta get
switched
it
it
up.
I always have my mammoth on my bar,
Yeah,
because so I
Yeah.
can fix things.
I gotta
Yeah.
get the troll one. I gotta get the goblin one.
Yeah.
I gotta get the
I
orc
have
one.
them. I'm with you. I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Collecting. Don't you fret.
If my Blu-ray collection is any
Yeah, must
Yeah.
collect all things.
heavy, any idea?
I'm still upset because the bear mount is still the old bear model.
Oh, yeah,
And
it'd
you
be
can't
nice
get
if
the
they...
Yamani bear, war bear anymore. Like
Yeah.
he's done. Like you can't actually access him anymore.
Yeah.
So the good looking bear mount you can no longer access. So it's like I now have, because I can have 2 pets because I'm Beastmaster Hunter. So the first pet in my stable gets called up as a secondary pet, and you don't control him. He just does extra damage.
Mhm.
But I did have questions about that even before this patch came in.
Yeah,
Because as a marksman, I don't get a pet.
correct.
You
But
can.
I had to whistle and call a third pet, and I'm like, I don't even have one.
You can have a pet, but you lose 10% damage.
That I still be considered marksman.
Yeah.
Because all your abilities would be like you
Well,
can have.
now that I'm missing the black arrow, I'm kind of looking for a distraction.
So a pet would be it, but then you do
Yeah,
less
you
damage.
do lose. Which honestly,
Which will be
other
fine because a pet would count. for
Correct.
that.
exactly, and other buffs would.
So
be
when you're
okay.
in a dungeon, no pet.
Yeah, no pet.
If you're in
Dismiss it.
PvP, no pet.
Well,
If you're well,
PvP might.
you can't really distract
No,
other
you
players.
can't distract
though.
another player.
I shoot at the pets sometimes.
Sometimes, but a lot of the times the pets, unless they're my pets, like the Beastmaster pets,
Yeah.
Those ones are.
they do most of my damage.
Yeah.
Like I have moves that specifically my bear will do a whopping amount of damage.
Yeah.
Whereas like my arrows are more the distraction. They're like, hello, I'm over here doing nothing. Where my bear's like, oh.
I have to find an animal then.
So either way, like I can. So I went and caught another bear. I found the black bears the other day when we were questing in Western
Would a
Plaguelands.
zombie bear count?
You can catch
You
a
can
zombie.
catch a zombie bear.
I'll make it a zombie bear.
Maybe.
I
I'm
think,
not sure
yeah,
if they're exotic.
No, just the spirit ones
Oh,
are
okay.
exotic.
So yeah, you could catch one of the decomposing bears.
Yeah.
But
Which wouldn't really fit my guy, but that's fine.
no, it doesn't matter. Well, it's up to you. It's your god.
There's decomposed dogs. There's decomposed.
Yeah. Goldor over the years has grown a lot. So I started him in the Night Elf area. I ran all the way from Ironforge to the Night Elf area and used that as my starting area.
Oh,
'Cause
nice.
I was
nice.
like, I was a dwarf raised by like Night Elf. So
Had
he
a backstory.
he twanged forever. Like he always
Yeah.
used the bows, that kind of stuff. Hello.
Hello.
He always used the bow.
Yeah.
Now he's upgraded to guns.
Now he's back to like he's
Like
like
it,
I'm
whatever
I'm a dwarf.
crossbow, bow, gun, whatever.
Yeah.
I have my rapid shot now.
Yep.
Too, which is.
Yeah.
And again, the transmogs.
I
at
look
this
more
point,
like Legolas doing it with a bow.
You can change your eyes to golden eyes now too.
Yeah,
They
you
don't
can
be-
you can do that.
Probably 300 gold, but
Probably. I like the straight and back though.
straight and back was a gorgeous thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, it makes my warrior look more.
Warrior like.
Yeah,
Intimidating.
more like
Yeah.
then
I mean, the armor kind of covers it a bit, but
they said there were still glitches with the armor, like the shoulder pads weren't sitting on orcs properly still.
Nothing sitting on the orcs.
Or-
But there was one screenshot a guy took where.
Thank
Thanks, Phase
you.
Nugget.
thank you.
I'll turn the volume down on the thing because we don't need the ba-ding, 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 ba-ding.
What?
Not that loud.
But it makes me happy.
You can still hear it. It just won't be as loud. So what was that? So either way, I got a new bear. His name is Boo Boo. I cannot spell it BOOBOO because it spells the word woo.
Can you do like a
There's
hyphen
no,
or
there's no
space?
hyphens or spaces. No. So it spells
Underscore.
the word boob, which activates their mature content filter. So his name is BUBOO. Boo Boo. So I have Yogi, who I've had since I started the game, and I have.
When
I
did you
remember
do BU?
Reptar.
I could do Bubu.
Bubu.
I remember Reptar.
Yep.
Okay,
So I have
so it
Yogi
did
and
nothing.
Bubu, but then I get on my other mount and it's the old bear mount and it looks like the model looked
Yeah,
absolutely
it doesn't
atrocious
look the
next to the
same.
new one. So I'm like, oh. So the whole point of this was, as my secondary thing, he doesn't follow the rules of Guardian, Feral, or whatever those things are.
Yeah.
They give you the extra moves. It's the first pet that designates that.
Oh, okay.
So now, whenever I quest, like I've almost thought of putting Yogi away in the stables,
Yeah.
because then Yogi will always be with me. Because that was kind of my thing, is like I've always been traveling with this bear. I've had him since the beginning.
Yeah.
So it'd kind of be cool. He wouldn't really be with me, which is kind of my like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. But you could call upon him.
But he'd always be there because he'd be the second pet.
Yeah.
So he'd always be the second pet, and I'm like... So I'm hemming and hawing about that one. Like, Yogi will always be there, but then you call Boo Boo when I have to quest. I call Peppy the Fox when I have to do something else. And I have a cat. No, a wolf for PvP.
PvP.
So yeah, like getting used to all these new talents though is insane.
It is.
I went on to my shaman, which is my other level 110, and it's like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on anymore. I have totems coming out my like yin yang.
See, that'd be
I
my
used to
problem
press a
with
button and
shaman.
drop 4.
That'd be my problem with shamans is the totems.
There's really not that many depending on which
Which
thing
one
you
I want
choose.
to be.
Yeah.
The rest
Specialization.
of restorative.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of totems. I have a lot of totems because I'm elemental, so it's like totems
Did I want to
everywhere.
be?
You get a totem, and you get a totem, and you get a totem. Zap, 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 zap. The restoration ones heal. Did you want to be the healer?
I was gonna try it out.
Noise. You have a rogue and a warlock.
You can not heal.
He's druid heals. I understand the druid. Either way,
There's some adjustments.
there are some adjustments, and there's some adjustments coming from Blizzard themselves, which will
which they're
affect
like,
things.
sorry guys.
I kind of did missions in around the sword.
Yeah.
With the 110.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and actually get the artifact weapon because I never actually got it.
Oh,
the artifact
yeah.
quest.
How does that work?
Well, 'cause it's by a lake or by in Tyr's hand or whatever.
Depending on which class you are and what
Warrior.
you're- yeah. And again, depends on which
Specialization.
you are. There's 3 separate weapons for
I
each
can't remember
thing.
which one I was.
I was
So-
Fury.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
actually
you went to
swords.
see Odin, essentially.
Hmm?
You went to see Odin, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey!
What?
Michael's looking all innocent like.
Oh my god. Yep. So either way, Warcraft, and the last bit of new, we ran a dungeon the other night. I was healing. I had to switch from Discipline Priest to Holy Priest because I could not keep up with the heals.
Yeah.
And
Which
still, it was
shouldn't
ridiculous. No.
Like, I should be able to shield a guy, keep him alive, add some stuff, do this, like, I should be able to hit enough stuff to keep a guy alive.
And we were still doing, like, we still did decent damage to these guys, but they returned
really, like,
damage that was just crazy.
It was taking way too long to get through.
We were way
Yeah.
too focused on the main guy. I believe was part of the issue.
No, the issue was is they spawned and didn't aggro properly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that we didn't focus on them; it's we didn't have time to focus on them. Like they popped the one time, and I was
they
dead.
just, yeah, and they popped on me one time and went bam, bam, dead. It's like,
I know. I'll stop one day.
oh,
It doesn't affect it a lot.
Well, when I finally got that freeze trap going,
Yeah,
I know.
it finally
was good.
worked.
And again, if like they want to add those mechanics back in, they have to make sure that everything
It's
operates a certain way because like when you used to run Zul'Farrak, this is going way back. But there was a group you came up to and there was like 4 or 5 trolls.
Yeah.
And you could only take on 3 at a time. So everybody had enough, crowd control type moves where it would be like as the hunter, that freezing trap, it would be like
so.
and you couldn't shoot it back then.
No, you had to run
So
to
you
it,
had
place it on the
to-
floor.
You had to like get
Jump in the way.
well, no, you had to.
Place.
Yeah, you did. You had to get to the right angle, and be like, if they run me here, you're
Yeah.
run.
And was
this
it,
way.
there was a casting bar too, wasn't there, to set up the trap, or was it just immediate? I thought there
There
was
used to be a casting bar.
like
then they got
it
rid of the
took
casting
time
bar,
to
now
cast
you
the
can shoot you can
yeah.
shoot the trap, like you can throw the trap.
Yeah.
But so you used to have to like angle it properly. So you do
Yeah.
that. Then the rogue would go behind and sap one of them, and then the hunter would have to like twang
so that it would
to
run
pull
into
the guys
trap.
towards me to get the one guy into the trap while the warrior grabbed the other 3, and then the fight would start.
Yeah, And then you
And you're
kill
like-
those 3, and then you can do the other 2.
And then you go back to whoever's timer is about to run out first, either the sapped guy or the...
Yeah.
But it's like...
Usually the sap.
That's how we used to play the entire game. That was every dungeon.
And every dungeon was a long
But they were
time commitment.
built that way because you had to learn, like, okay, if I do this, if I do this, if I do this, if
Yeah.
I do this,
Yeah.
which is fine. I'm down with that. But don't throw the dungeons where they've reverted to the old system and then make me do
And
it.
I can't do
And they didn't mean to. So that's
Yeah.
the shtick, is we should have had an easier time of that dungeon than we did.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a long one. It was,
No, and they shortened all the
it
dungeons.
wasn't a
because of the other
whaling
piece.
cavern or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
Oh, that one
This
took
was
forever.
Dire Maul, one of the pieces of Dire Maul. But even the last boss, like you said, we didn't have a hard time with.
No.
No, because we focused on him. We didn't focus on the priest that was coming at us.
Yeah.
But even
Well-
if we had to, I focused on the damn priest because I was healing
'Cause you were-
myself because
yeah.
the priest kept beating me up. But
And if you killed the main guy, the priest would become neutral and not.
yeah,
attack
so we
you
just
anymore.
focused on him. But that wasn't the big deal. It was the fact that this one boss produced ads that pretty much two-shotted everybody, including
it
the
was-
tank. Like that thing appeared, and if the tank did get all the aggro,
Yeah,
I couldn't keep them
he
all. I'm
was
like,
done.
I have all my spells.
I feigned death.
And then, yeah, Chris is just like,
Well, I'm
nope.
standing in the back, and I see him coming. Nope, feigned death.
He just saying, like, everyone's dead.
So yeah, thankfully that is getting fixed because it really was. It was tough on the tank. It was tough on you. Like it was tough on everybody. Just going like, why can we not do this dungeon?
Yeah.
It queued us for this dungeon. We should be able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have had that many problems.
No.
So then that was all on Blizzard, and they've accepted that, and they're like, it's a good thing this happened before the actual expansion came out, though, right,
So
guys? That's why we do the pre-patch. We screwed up. We know we did. We're working on it. You're like,
Apology.
all right.
Kind of
fix it.
accepted.
The fact that they've admitted it, I'm cool with, because it's
Mhm.
like, again, like I said to Brian, it was like, at least it wasn't us. Like, I feel better
Yeah.
that it wasn't like all of a sudden I just forgot how
Well,
to
we
heal.
had, and I think at the start of that one, we had a tank that
We had a tank that just ran it like the old dungeon, and all of a
Yeah,
sudden...
and it's like,
yeah.
no,
he
dude,
left.
you can't do
And then
it
he
like
kept
that.
dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
Which
at
is
the-
why I'm
right at
glad
the
we
start.
got a tank who was vanilla, and it was like,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
ran it like the old dungeon. It was
it's
like,
like,
oh, this is
oh,
working.
nice, nice,
Okay,
nice.
you trap this, and
Whenever I tank, because I do on my druid, I tank.
see, that's why I don't think my guy's a trap person, because there is a specific
Yes.
group that's a trap, and I'm not that.
Survival.
Survivalist,
I'm
yeah.
not a trap.
Your freeze trap is all you need. The one that you
Yeah.
I
have
have a
is-
tar one.
and the
too,
tar.
but-
Yeah.
Tar is more for PvP. It slows down groups. The freeze trap, right in
Yeah.
place, and you're good. And then you can pull the rest of the group, and that guy will just be like,
Yeah. That's what I always did in vanilla was
Yeah.
put my trap down, set it right, shoot.
Yeah.
He'd go, and just keep shooting, and then he'd freeze, and I'd just keep shooting him, and then he'd be dead.
because then you back up some more and
Yeah.
keep shooting.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, no. So it's, they are fixing the game. But like I said to Brian, I'm like, you go in there and it's, I've been healing for a while. I've been tanking for a while. I've been playing this game for,
Shatters your confidence.
well, a little bit. You sit there going like, what happened? Because I could heal last week.
Yeah.
So it was like, is this what the game's gonna be like now? Where it wasn't even a fun panic. Like I've been in that mode where I'm healing and all of a sudden something does happen. Like
Yeah, and you're like, bam, I got
the,
this.
the
I
fight
got
shifts
this.
and you're like, oh no, like
Yeah.
one of an ad like a
It was an
patrol.
annoying one.
A patrol does show up and you're like, oh no, now I've got to I'll make
Yeah.
sure you're not gonna die, Warlock over on the corner. I'll make sure you survive while the tank's like, I've got this.
Okay.
And you're still
It's like
panicked.
you're multitasking.
Yeah, you're still panicked because you're like, okay, got you. Yeah. This one, I'm like, I ran out of mana.
You
on that
ran,
one
yeah,
fight.
in
Several times.
Several times.
in
I
several
was like,
fights. One fight would deplete your like 3/4 of your
three-quarters
mana.
of my mana. And I got into a bit of a rotation finally with just general mobs, but that second last boss we fought literally was me going like, I was at the end of that fight when we finally made it. I was literally like
Running out of fumes.
hammering the button because it was like I'm just waiting for that bar to tick so I can
Yeah.
slam it down and get that spell off and
Yeah.
save the tank like that one last time. And you're going like, "Ah." So thankfully they're fixing it. I'm not a complete idiot.
No.
Still an idiot, but not a complete idiot. Like. So either way, Warcraft.
Yeah.
If you want to watch us play Warcraft, I have set some extra stuff up for streaming so we can.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
No, I stream. We play.
Yeah.
So
Follow you.
they get our voice chat. They get the
Yeah.
shtick. So it's essentially it's like extra ones of these because that's all we do when we play. We don't actually really talk about the game or anything. We movies.
Kind of.
Sometimes we do.
Sometimes we do like.
Well, when we first did it, we were like, "What the hell?"
Oh,
happened
yeah.
to ourselves?
What the hell is going on?
What is going on here?
Either way, that's me. Sorry, that was
Me?
longer than I intended, but I covered
I don't-
some
that's
of you
okay.
guys' stuff too.
I can
We
do
have
my-
some crossover on
Yeah,
this
we do.
too.
I have some crossover with his stuff too.
Oh, excellent.
So, like you mentioned, Suits.
Suits?
We were gonna start the new season,
Yes.
but then we're like, you know what? Let's start from the beginning. And I was a little hesitant on it because I was like, no, we gotta watch it all over again. But I don't know, it was fantastic.
If it's a good
Watching
show,
the
that
first,
shouldn't be an issue. though.
yeah,
It was.
watching the first season completely like changed my mind. I was like, wow, the show's so good, and it was just awesome. So
It was such a well-written show. And that's
it
one of
was.
It's one of those ones where people are like, you get that one guy on the subreddit who's like, well, why didn't they just do this? And you're like, because it's a freaking TV show. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
duh.
they need the story to keep going.
But it's a TV show, and it's not like it's completely out of the realm of, possibilities.
Yeah, it made me like just
And the actors they got for
Yeah.
that are...
they were good.
Yeah.
And I was surprised to see how much like Donna actually had a very small role at the very first couple of episodes. Like you thought she was just in the background kind of
That's
character.
a lot of shows.
Yeah, and then she really
They
comes
develop
out.
them more.
Yeah.
It's like Hitchcock and Scully.
Exactly.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
They do start developing.
Yeah. And we were watching that because we finished Sherlock. I don't
Oh,
know if
yeah.
I mentioned that last time.
It's been a month, so we don't know.
Yeah, I knew you were
I
watching
couldn't remember.
Sherlock.
Yeah, and we finally finished Sherlock. Good show. Based on how it finished, I don't think they're going to continue. There's rumors on the internet that say they're going to have another season.
It's the
but I
BBC.
don't-
It could be 20 years.
Who
and they'll
knows,
do
yeah.
it again. But
Yeah.
that's how the BBC. I love the
Oh, I
BBC
know.
for
Yeah,
that. It's like we
yeah.
never cancel a show, and I'm like, you
It's
should
just
never
like,
cancel.
You should
a
never
show.
cancel. You never know. Yeah.
It's always there.
It's on hiatus.
Great show again. Martin Freeman, Benedict Cumberbatch. They're in like 3 different like universes together.
Because they're good actors.
I saw
They like each
that
other.
live action Tarzan movie.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, and it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. It actually, his flashbacks to when he was a kid reminds me of the Disney Tarzan. It was very, very similar, which was like, this is kind of cool. And then we were like, oh, we should watch that Tarzan.
So
Disney
is it
Tarzan.
that he was
So
he
it-
was rich already, or he was already? Sorry, he went to society. And
Yeah,
back?
so this is post him going to London, and now he's going back to Africa to help solve an issue that's going on that's political and financial. Like
AIDS.
someone's going to try and take over a whole country. Someone was going to pretty much take over Congo and kind of corrupt it.
Yeah.
So he's going back to,
Well, I'm glad someone's working on
Yeah.
that problem.
Yeah.
'Cause it's still a problem.
It's still but they did a great job with going back to the roots of like Tarzan, of his call, his relationship with the animals and all that stuff, and it was pretty cool.
So could it be like a post Tarzan?
Yeah,
Maybe?
it could have been.
They could go from the cartoon to.
It's
jump
not
into
Disney,
this.
but like it could
Oh.
have. It could have. It
could've.
totally could have. Like they did a great job, and it was Margot Robbie.
Sure.
How do you pronounce?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Jane, and she did a great job as Jane. So, yeah, I liked it. Then I watched Sicario
And how was that?
with Benicio del Toro,
Yes.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin, and
So the collector and Thanos.
Yeah,
And
what's
what's
the
her-
lady's name?
Mary Poppins.
Emily
Yes, Emily
Yes.
Blunt. Yes, and that was actually
John
a really good
Krasinski's
movie.
wife.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't think Emily Blunt's in Sicario 2. Like I watched Sicario because it was like, oh, Sicario 2. So they made a sequel, has Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin. It must be a good movie. So I watched
Oh, yeah.
Sicario, and it was a good movie.
Well,
I
you
really
say
liked
that The
it.
sequels might be good movies.
Hmm?
Like, if they make a sequel, it doesn't mean it's.
Well,
a good movie.
no,
No, it
doesn't,
was just more
but-
the actors that are in it.
Yeah, so like a sequel with and these actors coming back made me think they must believe in this movie. So I went to go see the first one.
That's true.
Josh Brolin, like I said, I think I talked about this with Tony
Yeah.
last week. Like he just seems to be having fun, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Because those are always the best movies where the actors are actually
Enjoying
what
it.
they're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. And I do like Benicio del Toro. He does a
Yeah,
really good.
he's
He's a good actor. And
he's a very good actor. It just
It depends on his role.
yeah, I
Yeah,
was just gonna
that's
say,
true.
like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I still like he kills that
Yeah.
that specific role, but he is creepy as all
Yeah.
hell. But
And Wolfman, it's not a great. I didn't really like
No,
that movie, but
correct.
he did. I like the actor, and he does a good job in Sicario. So does Josh Brolin. Like,
Yep.
it's another kind of more military movie, like kind of thing. Like, not really FBI because it's pretty much her, Emily Blunt from the FBI, joining this military unit to try and stop a drug lord.
Emily Blunt for Sue Storm
Hey, that would be good. Be good.
and John Krasinski for Mr. Fantastic.
I'd be down with that.
Actual married couple playing an actual married couple.
Yeah.
Weird.
They only did that in one movie so far.
Quiet Place.
Yeah, well, it's funny watching Quiet Place stuff. Is Emily Blunt was talking even before Quiet Place was a bigger thing.
Yeah. She never wanted to.
She didn't want to work with him.
No,
They didn't want to work
they
together.
didn't. Didn't want. Yeah.
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 So that was kind of funny. It was like, we never wanted to work together, and then he got his hands on that script, and she's like, I want to be in this. And he's like, but I want to be in this. Then they sat down and had a discussion.
Session.
Yeah.
And apparently it turned out really well.
Yeah, I still have to see that
I still have
movie.
to see that movie.
I have it. There you go.
You have it?
Yes. Of course
It's
I
out.
have
It's
it.
out.
Oh.
Of course.
We should watch it.
Yeah, we'll go over to Dink's place one day and watch it.
With the kids around making all the noise, it's not going to have the same effect.
That's true.
Or you could bring it here.
yeah, bring it here. We'll watch it.
Or I
Way
can
better.
once I get my barbecue set up, you guys we can have barbecue and then watch
Well,
it.
you live out in the middle of nowhere, so
Yeah,
You're really far away.
You'd
from
probably
it.
all have to like go to his house,
and then I'll
carpool
drive.
into the
Yeah.
van, and drive over.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be
Because
fun.
I also don't have much parking in my neighborhood.
That's true.
I've been
too.
there.
yeah. And then you and I
Yes.
saw Pride.
We're not together, but we watched it.
Well, no, yeah, we went together.
Separately watched a movie.
Yeah. Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
That was different.
With Natalie Portman.
I don't remember her being in there.
She wasn't in
She
it.
was in the credits. She was in the credits.
She's on the cover.
Where is she? No, she
No, she's
is
not in the. She's not on the cover.
Oh, that's not her.
She's in the credits, which is crazy because I saw her name in the credits and I was like,
Where
"Where
is
the hell
she
is
in
she?"
that movie?
I don't know if she was just some sort of like.
She was cast as the lead role.
She would know she was supposed to.
Uh-huh.
I remember reading IMDb after it.
Yeah.
She was supposed,
She was supposed to.
Okay.
But that lady
Okay.
It's not
took
her.
over.
But she's still in the credits, so I don't know if she did help with some sort of producing later. Still,
She.
she was not in it.
She wasn't any of the
I
sisters.
swear to God, she was not in that
No,
movie.
no, she wasn't any
No.
of the sisters. What, was she a zombie?
Maybe she was
Maybe,
like
like,
a cameo zombie. But I didn't reckon. Like I was looking throughout that whole movie, like because I saw her in the opening. Like they had her name there. I was like, Natalie Portman's in this movie. Let's go look for
I
this.
didn't. I don't know if I remember.
And
watching
I couldn't find her.
Because, yeah, that's the only thing I remember when they announced that movie was...
it. She was supposed to be, but she never
Yeah.
got the role.
Okay.
It was a different movie.
It was different.
I've never seen like original Pride and Prejudice, so I don't really
I think
know.
I read the book once.
Natalie Portman was a producer.
Oh, okay.
I never watched it, so I can't have anything
Yeah.
to compare it to.
I read the Pride and Prejudice book. Nothing like the movie, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And it's nice that they did take like elements of this high society kind of
Kind of.
like
Yeah.
they did touch like the high society like culture, I guess.
Yeah.
Of that stuff of women wanting to marry certain individuals based
Yeah.
on their status in society.
But they did the Mr. Darcy and
Yeah.
Elizabeth Bennet. Like, they did
Yeah.
the Bennett people.
Yeah, they did. They had all
All the
the
sisters.
families.
Because, see,
They just added the zombie element
the
into it.
book is the Jane Austen novel, but instead of, like, learning the etiquettes of tea and this and that
They
and
learn
everything,
the arts of.
they learn
Arts
the
of
arts
zo-
of the warrior and that kind
yeah.
of stuff. Like, it's not that
Where I
they're
think-
fighting zombies; it's that they're learning to be
I
fighters.
think it was the rich went to China, but the wise went to Japan.
I
I think that's what they said. I
think
might have reversed it.
I think it's reversed. I think they saw if you went to Japan, you were more. It was a higher status to go to Japan
money.
than if you went to China.
Because there's more money to go there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like, okay, so you went to go train at this.
See, and that wasn't the
facility.
book. The book was legitimately Jane Austen's novel, but then when it was like, and they took classes, and it was instead of tea or like etiquette, it was, swordsmanship
Yeah.
or bow and arrow. But that's how the book
They
went.
never went into specifics. They just said that there were the two countries essentially.
And that's not
you
even in the
chose
book.
Yeah.
which one you went to kind
Yeah.
of
And
train.
China, you learned from the monks. Japan, you learned from the.
I can't remember.
I couldn't
So yeah, they've left the book behind because
Yeah.
that was the big shtick to the. That was the
Well, I don't know. I think it follows kind of the key
yes,
points.
but the book piece was legitimately take Jane Austen's novel and just insert your own parts. So
Yeah.
it's still like it's Jane Austen's voice as you read it. Like I've read both Pride and Prejudice and Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and you can go word for word for word for word until
Sometimes they would just.
yeah, and instead
Yeah,
of
I've
like
never read the novel for Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
yeah, so instead of like Mr. Darcy leaving the party, Mr. Darcy crashed through the wall as zombies attacked.
Yeah.
You never crashed through any walls. I don't remember crashing through walls.
Well, no, but like that's
No,
how the
but, like,
book
that's
was
how the
written
book would-
instead of like
it would
be
just,
left
like-
in a huff.
It would change
Yeah.
how he would leave, or
Because it
or
wasn't all about being prim and proper, which is what Pride and Prejudice
was.
is.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the book is like these, prim and proper ladies,
Yeah.
prim and proper things, trying to get prim and proper men to take them as their wives.
so that their family name could still
So I
be
went the right
honored in
direction. Watching
society.
the zombie one then.
Or read the zombie, like the zombie one. Reading it, same shtick.
Yeah.
Jane Austen she was the chick flick of books back when she wrote book. Like that's why people
Yeah.
read Jane Austen. So it's not that she wrote epic novels of vast superiority. Her writing was really good for what she wrote. It's like Nicholas Sparks movies.
Yeah.
People watch them because they know what they're getting out of a Nicholas Sparks movie.
Yeah.
Chick flick.
Chick flick.
Oh, okay.
Berkeley has a lot of those books. My wife does. Yeah.
And the movies are subsequently all I know.
Yeah, it was
It
different.
was entertaining.
I was kind of hoping more out of. I can't remember her name now. Lita Headley,
I don't know.
the one-eyed.
Oh yes, the.
Well, they built her up.
Lady Catherine de
Catherine,
Bourgh.
yeah.
They built her up in that to be like this ultimate warrior that could defeat.
And you never see her
Well,
fight.
and you never see her fight at
Yeah.
all. It's like
I feel like that movie went through a lot of problems,
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
like in production wise and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Because other like from what obviously Natalie Portman not being anymore, I didn't even know, but
They took an interesting take with zombies, I thought.
Well, yeah,
So,
that was.
I
Different.
don't know if it's a spoiler.
go for it. It's 8 billion years
Yeah.
old.
But like zombies weren't the what we think of zombies until they ate human brains. So they were still intelligent, they were still decaying, but they were not like, I want brains, I'm gonna kill this human.
Yeah,
Until they ate human brains.
Oh, see, that's a
So there was a society of zombies that were eating pig brains, and they were still functionally normal,
Yeah.
very
just
different.
decaying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
until, which was kind of a cool aspect of the movie, where to almost get an army. Well, I'm kind of like saying the movie now. If that's okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much
read the
the
book.
whole stick was
They're the same. But
to keep the society of
There's a war
zombies,
going on.
feed them pig brains. But the guy who was controlling, but pretty much he was controlling these zombies to make his own army. So then Mr. Darcy, to counteract, fed them human brains, and they all just turned against their master. And
I have to read the. Honestly, that's one of those like.
at least this is what happened in the movie. I don't know if that happened in the book.
Probably
I,
not.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's always a lot of differences.
So I thought that was an interesting concept,
Yeah.
in a way of like turning the tables.
Well, and it's a different concept to go. One, they changed Pride and Prejudice into Pride and Prejudice and Zombies book-wise, and then they took the book and changed it for the movie.
Yeah.
So all sorts of changes.
Yeah.
And at least that's one of those ones where it's like, oh yeah, we adapted it from this because he adapted it from that, and
We didn't feel it would work.
and maybe, and yeah, it's I don't know. And Jane Austen again, if you're not doing the chick flick, like, oh, I love you.
But there was
Mr.
that
Darcy."
aspect to
Yeah,
it
they had that
I
element
get
to it.
that, but
because it was the father was very okay. No, you got to be trained.
yeah,
Because there's zombies everywhere. You got to be ready to fight.
yeah,
Yeah.
Where the mother was, no. We need to find you a nice, rich husband,
oh yeah.
and we need to get you out there.
Because again, that was kind of Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies minus the whole like. I think it was a shock value to, like Mr. Darcy that the Bennett sisters could fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, when he
Because
first saw
women
when
women
he first
really
saw
didn't do
them,
that.
Yeah.
when he first saw them do it, he more focused on what's her face.
Yeah, he wasn't more shocked. He was more like, oh, now I'm like attracted to these women.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's how more it was. It wasn't
Well,
like
he's more
I'd read the
attracted
book
to
again
her.
more than anything.
yeah, more to just that one girl.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Because she still had that feminine look, but she had the muscles to fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was his own,
She was still beautiful but deadly.
yeah,
Kind of thing.
essentially was his thing.
Like Black Widow.
Who's getting her own? We talked about that last.
Yeah. Last time I was here, we talked.
I thought we've talked about that quite a
No, but
few
they found a
times.
director now.
Oh,
Officially.
okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all you did.
That's all I did. And then I was just doing other boring stuff in life. Adult stuff that's not cool.
Building
and
a
nerdy.
You built a deck. That's pretty manly, dude.
But it's not cool and nerdy.
There's a
It's
pagoda
cool
thingy on
and
it. That's kind of
masculine.
nerdy.
It's cool and masculine.
That's not what this is.
That's not for the show.
We talk about sports.
That's true.
We
And
can
then
talk
Tony
about
goes
things
sports.
we built.
I would talk about things I built if I built things.
That'd be a totally different show.
I mainly wanted
Tool
this
time.
deck to
Wait.
invite people over and have fun, and I wanted to set up a. I guess this is nerdy. I want to set up a white, like just tarp,
Dream.
and then set up the switch to a projector, and we can play outside.
Where you're facing out towards, I guess the drape against the wall, or is it against?
No, like I could hang it from
Would it go through?
my pergola.
No, well, what you could see it from the other side,
Yeah,
Weird.
you could see from this.
but you can also see it from.
Have like multiplayer, and people are on like other sides of the screen.
That's
That
multiple
would not
projectors.
work. Yeah, that's two projectors, and
That's
they both go
multiple
through
projectors.
each other, and things would not go.
No,
well.
but I mean, like it would go like you'd have one projector
he's talking
goes
about the
through,
four
and then
walls.
the other people would just see the mirror image of what people see on the other
Yeah, you
side.
could.
It'd be totally like messed up.
I wouldn't be focusing on the mirror.
No. And then you want to turn left, but you'd be turning right.
So hold the controller upside down. Just don't go up and down.
Ah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all.
Yeah, so I got a ways to go. I did do some Dying Light with you guys. That was my first
Yes,
jump into that. I think we kind of touched on that a bit.
a little bit. The
little
controls are the
uncomfortable.
wonky thing for you.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, was dabbling in the tennis
Mario
online.
S's.
Oh, yeah. How is that?
I suck.
I still...
I kept changing my characters around, trying to find because they had different tactics.
Yeah.
One's like Yoshi's obviously more speedy. Mario's the all-around guy.
Yeah,
Bowser's
usually.
power.
Yep.
Boo is tricky.
Yep. Yeah,
I
they can do
kind
that
of
for
figured
ages.
out how to put a curve
Oh yeah.
on the ball, but that still doesn't help. It's just I can't seem to get a
Yeah.
win in that.
I still hear that the game is kind of broken.
Yeah, they just patched it again to take
did
like
they?
they nerfed a character.
Yeah, like there's
Mario?
some.
No,
Which one?
I don't know.
I think
forgot.
Chomp apparently was a very
No, I
strong.
think they nerfed Boo.
Oh, Boo.
Did they?
Yeah.
He's one of my guys. I don't want them to nerf him.
Like I just heard, like if you wanted to win all the time, you would choose a certain character. You'd always, and like you could, your chances of winning were a lot higher than any. Like the characters weren't balanced. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true because I've
It
never
seemed
actually played
well,
it.
No, it just seems like I'd being outmatched in
And all
everything. These are probably people that played the demo,
yeah,
so they have practice. But yeah, I had struggled to get a win.
yeah. Like even I played the demo, and they say, "Oh, you get this new skin for some." I think it was Mario or Luigi, just for playing the demo. And that still hasn't enticed me to be like, "Okay, I'll get this skin." Like I just,
Well, I wanted a sports game on the Switch.
yeah.
That was my thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I understand that one.
I just play Mario Kart. I still love Mario Kart.
Which we're getting an update for.
Yeah.
We get Breath of the Wild Link.
Yes.
Ooh, with the
And the
motorcycle.
bike.
And he already has a motorcycle.
But he gets the
I
Breath
know
of the
he gets
Wild.
the Breath of the Wild motorcycle, which only became a thing because of the Mario Kart motorcycle that he rode in that one.
Exactly, yeah. It's just like,
It comes back full circle.
It's all coming round again. But
like a
everybody's been
paradox.
pretty excited that we're getting free DLC because they're like, so when the Switch Online stuff comes out, do we get more tracks like DLC that we pay for? 'Cause
yeah, I would love.
Maybe.
again, everybody's like, I think the next Mario Kart game is just Mario Kart Ultimate,
Yeah.
and they start
Just-
pulling the same shtick that like Super Smash Bros. Is like, it's all back.
Yeah. Tony would be proud. I finally got him to go to God of War.
Good of War.
Good of War.
Kind of. I told you yesterday, it kind of feels like it's going to kill my system. Well, as soon as I start it up, it like
really?
a fan.
It started lifting off the ground.
Not lifted, but it could have.
With fire.
It's very concerning because I
My Wii makes that sound.
Fortnite does that for me, but it
Oh,
goes
no.
away.
Oh, okay.
God of War, it never went away.
Yeah.
It lowered down, but I can still hear the.
Still have that lovely
It'd be
hum.
I
like-
still hear the hum.
My Wii did that, so I remember because I had it in my bedroom on my gaming shelf, and it's like you start it up, and the whole shelf would almost be like you'd hear other things rattling, and it's like I can't even play I can't even play this anymore. So you get the and then when the Wii U came out, and I'm like, thank God it plays Wii games because
Yeah.
I got not my GameCube still plays GameCube games just fine.
Yeah.
But my Wii is like the only Nintendo system I have that's just like nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good story so far. You guys have.
Do you need to play 1 and 2
And 3.
and 3? Oh, is this the 4th one?
No, this is technically the 7th.
This is the 7th?
Well, yeah, because there's the Vita games.
You got the PSP
Oh,
games. You
jeez.
got all those.
Sorry, I know nothing about God of
Handheld
War.
games don't count.
Well, they do.
They don't count.
It's like the Assassin's Creed one.
Yeah, they don't count.
Well, right now in the story, the kid doesn't know, but there's been a few characters that have come up, and we know who you are.
Yeah.
When are you gonna tell the kid?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not telling him.
The
But, like, I
mainline
don't-
games were God of War 1, 2,
Okay.
and 3.
But I
Yeah.
don't need to play those ones. Like, now that I'm getting a
You
PS4.
could. It'd probably be a good story.
Oh, okay.
Can we play them on the PlayStation?
Yeah.
Maybe if you wait for a deal, it might be able. Well,
Like, do they have the...
maybe not. It might be on the PS Now stuff.
Mm.
I have those games. Well, no, you don't even have the original systems.
No, we don't.
I do.
I don't.
No, I have God of War Collection on the PS3.
That wouldn't work.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Is it backwards compatible?
No, it doesn't work on the PS4. You'd have to put it on your PS3.
Ugh. What a pain.
Do you have a PS3?
Yeah, I have a PS3.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'd have to look on the store to
I'd
see
have
if it
to-
was.
I'd have to plug it in.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the humming distracting me or whatever, but I'm feeling like I can't dodge anything right now in that game. When I usually, cause maybe it's just, or it's either that, or I'm used to his blades,
Oh, yeah.
and in this one he has an axe. He has an axe, and then he can pull out the shield for a block,
Oh, okay.
which, or you can beat things up barehanded.
Can you do a shield bash? Like, bam!
If I haven't unlocked it.
Oh, okay. Because I hear great things about God of War.
It's a really
Sure.
good. It's a really good
I hear
story.
great
Like,
things, yeah. And I'm like you. I love story. Story compels me to go further. If there's no story, I
Like,
usually
even-
stop in the middle.
even like WoW though, it has a bit of a story.
Yeah.
to
It does. It has a lot of story if you actually read all the quest
Yeah.
tags.
Which was
I
going
don't
to ask
read
you
those.
if I could borrow the novels after.
Which
Oh
ones?
yeah, the Warcraft ones.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. As long as I kept
Reading.
them back. God of War 3 remastered.
The 1 and 2 you might have
God of
to.
War title available on PS4 are the 2018 reboot and God of War 3 remastered.
So,
What's
yeah,
the
3.
2018 reboot?
The new one.
Oh, the new
4.
4.
They don't call it 4. It's just God of War.
It's God of War because it's technically a different mythology.
Yeah, they're going different.
Oh, so then I.
Well, for
Tony just jumped into the Discord. I don't know if we can get him on. Hold on.
I don't know.
Are we
I'm
going to
trying
sound with
things.
something else?
We might. We'll see.
See how this works. But yeah, so far good. It's very, very customizable
Okay.
compared to the rest of them, where it was just a simple walkthrough. This one you can upgrade you can add relics to your
Weapon.
axe.
Is their weapon like just like what durability?
No,
No.
it's
Okay.
all you only have one
Oh,
weapon.
good. Oh, okay. You don't find other weapons, but you can customize that weapon.
Yes,
Ah, okay.
to do different things. The skills, I didn't realize are actually based off your experience.
Oh,
that you
there's.
get.
Oh, okay.
So the more experience you build doing like collecting things and beating things up, and you get more.
More.
Oh, wait.
You can add to your skills.
Ah, okay. Do we have speakers for him to
I
talk.
have a way of doing this.
Okay, I'll keep talking.
You keep
Yeah,
talking,
you
I'll
go.
figure this out.
Well, the next one. That's kind of it for games for me because I was camping for 9 days.
Yeah.
So games were kind of restricted for me. So I kind of focused more on Netflix.
Cool.
For the next while.
Okay, ready?
Hello?
Oh,
Oh.
hello.
You're kind of there.
Yes. You're definitely here.
Well, yeah,
We're all here, yes.
We're all here, yeah, but
not.
you're definitely here.
yeah, we can hear you off the television.
Television.
That's the one.
Good day.
Good day.
So this mic is working for both Discord and...
No, we're
he's
going off
through
of that
this.
microphone.
Oh, okay.
This is on the
We're having this
stream.
together, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yes,
It is
yes.
hodgepodge.
We are hodgepodging all over the place.
Welcome, Tony.
We've never had a call-in before. Have we?
Welcome,
Yeah,
viewers.
Graham.
Hello.
Oh, Graham did one? Oh, okay. Sorry, never mind.
Chris is going over what he's been doing.
Yeah.
He started God of War.
I was watching that, yes.
There you go.
Aren't you proud of me? I finally played God of War.
I'm super proud of you guys.
Oh.
You guys.
All of us.
Tony, have you watched Die Hard yet?
Oh yeah, yes.
Of course I'm watching that hard.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for them back though.
Yeah, because I have them here and I keep bringing them and then you're not there and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm not getting it back to it.
Or you can just leave it at Nick's, and then when Chris comes by,
It's true.
Chris just takes it home.
This is a discussion we can have. In a
Just
different-
leave
Yeah,
everything
anyway.
on the table, guys. And it's fine.
Yeah, we could discuss this.
Whatever. It's not like I try and keep my house moderately clean.
How are you enjoying the God of War?
It feels different.
Very nice. I like it. It's super awesome.
Like I said, I'm having a hard time dodging stuff right now.
Don't dodge. Try using the shield as well. Try dodging and shield. Not at the same time, but between the two of those techniques.
So you use the shield more?
I would use them 50-50.
Well, I like dodging. though.
The one thing you have to note, though, you don't upgrade your shield. Like, it doesn't like get any stronger or anything like that. So
No, but it comes up.
doesn't.
There's moves to upgrade it to do different things.
Yes. So, the one move that I do or the stuff. Have you been doing the Atreus stuff? His skill.
His initial
He's,
his initial 3 skills I've already upgraded. I just don't have any magic for him yet.
Yeah, so once you get to it's locked behind story portions. So
Yeah.
once you get those unlocked, you upgrade them, and plus you'll get experience literally up the wazoo. I've gotten all of the skills already all maxed out for everything, and I still have a butt ton of experience.
Oh yeah.
So don't
A butt
be
ton.
liberal, or don't be ginger about it. Just upgrade whatever you want, basically, however your playstyle is.
I like throwing the axe.
I like throwing it. I don't like the hand-to-hand combat myself.
Well, throwing the axe, like there's the bigger Draugr or whatever's
Hmm.
that are a super pain. I find the easiest thing to do is just kite them and just keep throwing the axe at them and retrieving it.
There is another weapon that I won't talk about due to story stuff, which I appreciate a lot more than the axe.
That's what I said just before we kind of jumped on, is I feel that I'm maybe more used to the blades than I am the axe.
Yeah, like if you've played the Chaos Blades from the past God of War games, it is very, very different.
So you do get another weapon eventually?
You do get another weapon eventually.
I think I know what it is, but I've spoiled it because I looked at the trophies.
Oh.
In the context, I won't say what it is, but you do get a third. Well, if you consider unarmed combat a weapon style, then you get a third one.
I'm actually
I
surprised.
don't like the fists.
I don't
like
mind
the-
them actually.
It's personal preference. I mean, I don't like getting in the thick of it all, so I actually get Atreus to do a lot of the combat before I get in.
Yeah, see,
How do you find the Travelers? Have you fought any of the Travelers yet?
travelers.
That's a no.
Those guys are beefy mothers. Like, they're real strong, real tough.
The big
Real
trolls?
tough. No, even stronger than them.
Oh no,
It's like, what?
I'm having a hard time with the trolls as is.
How does the game affect your PS4, by the
Trolls are
way?
weak compared to some of the tougher monsters in that game. I haven't even defeated any of the Valkyries either.
Yeah, well, it's a trophy, so I gotta get that.
Once once you get a hang of like the movement and the combat, it gets a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Dingy's or Chris has had the same problems as yours did. His PlayStation tried to take off.
So
you're in that. You're looking to an upgrade possibly.
Well, because
it's not a wind.
Whenever I turn the game on, it starts the loud fan. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I'd have to videotape it for you to hear it. I
know what it sounds like. We're good.
No, I know full well what you're explaining to me. I've already experienced that.
It doesn't.
Spider-Man doesn't have that problem.
We're getting PlayStation Pros and they're new, so
Spider-Man will have that problem.
It's so pretty.
Well,
that problem, Spider-Man will give you that.
Oh, I know.
We have Brian and I have PlayStation Pros coming.
I have a PC.
PlayStation Pros, so I can play Spider-Man and God of War. I just have to wait till September.
And I want to play
You can
Horizons
borrow
too.
a copy of God of War.
Huh?
You can borrow my copy of God of War.
Ooh.
I have a copy of Horizon too.
Unless Chris wants the physical one.
No.
Yeah, no, I can let you borrow my God of War and Uncharted 4. And both of you guys.
I have Uncharted 4 too. Yeah.
Sweet.
Uncharted?
I have a lot of games.
I know it's a really, really old game, but Infamous Second Son, you guys need to play that game.
Oh yeah, yep.
And Infamous. And Infamous 2.
I've played Infamous.
I have.
Oh, so...
I don't know if I played the second one.
No, you don't need to play this. You don't need to play any of the two first ones.
No.
I played the first one. I enjoyed the first one. So yeah, no,
Right.
That's what I mean. Like buying a PlayStation, like I've always said, makes sense. There's enough back catalog of cool games that.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at my wall. I can take a look at what I have. You can not play now.
Not now. September.
September.
Don't want to
So obviously
overload them
not-
yet.
Yeah, I got Spider-Man to play first things.
Yeah,
first,
and that's
like-
gonna be.
So you're enjoying the God of War then?
Yes.
God of Wind for your PlayStation 4.
Right now, it's a little concerning turning that thing on.
Yeah.
Because
I got
Netflix is
that issue.
fine, movies are fine. It's Fortnite and God of War right now.
Sorry, which one I God of War?
Fortnite.
Fortnite, right. Fortnite does that to you? Really?
Fortnite at the start, but once I get the game going, like I actually start playing, it goes away. God of War, it lowered to a hum.
Your PlayStation is at the precipice of what mine had been.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about how to send it in.
Yeah, no, for sure. We can talk about it later. It's not that
things.
Sorry.
But yeah, that's really the only game I played. The other thing that you might be proud of me for finally watching is Cloverfield.
Which the Netflix one, right?
Well, they're all on Netflix now.
The original though? Oh, you finally
Yeah,
saw
I
it.
think
A good film. I like that film.
Good.
A lot of
Did you
young
enjoy it?
actors in that. Well,
You're talking about the parents, right?
no, we're talking about the original Cloverfield.
Like the actual movie, the first movie.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, I was under the assumption that you don't see the monster till later on, but you kind of see it a lot.
You see
Yes,
bits
but
of
you
it.
don't- It's always a tease until the very last couple shots.
Not really.
Kind of.
You always see like, most of it.
You always see it, but you never get a full shot of it. There's, I think, the one where the portion of the movie where they're going between the two buildings, you get a pretty good shot of it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, a lot of young actors in that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying. Those guys ended up doing bigger films. I just can't think of the top of my head.
J.T. Miller, that was actually his first movie.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking of specifically.
I recognize a couple of the other people. I don't. Like, there's a girl from.
I thought the lead actor was in something else.
I don't recognize him from anything.
I saw him in the TV show, I think.
Maybe.
I do not know.
There was I guess J.T. Miller's love interest. She's been in things.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it now has intrigued me to go and watch the other ones to see how they tie together.
The one is different, though. It's so different.
Yeah.
From
It's still good.
It's
No, I know it's good. I watched it finally.
Oh, you did watch it.
Yes, I did watch it.
Oh, so you watched this? Okay, so you've watched 10 Cloverfield Lane.
No,
first.
I haven't watched that yet.
I haven't watched that one either.
I
I
thought
own
that's
it.
the one you were talking about.
No, I watched Cloverfield.
But no, I meant like the next one's very good.
Oh no, I haven't watched that one. I have. Eventually, I will.
What Brian and me are talking about. Yes, Cloverfield Lane's real good. I would rank that one as the best one.
Yes, I would too.
It's because John Goodman is in it, so it's fantastic.
He is so good in that one.
You say that, but it's so true. You say
It's
that
so
he's
true.
he steals that movie.
Yes,
Yeah.
he should. Yeah, like I love John Goodman.
You say that, but I watched another movie on this list that he has him in it that was eh. Yeah, that's right.
Roseanne?
No, he's apparently good in Roseanne.
He is good in Roseanne.
He's even good in Flintstones, like that
He was
first
good
one.
in
He's even
Flintstones.
good in Flintstones.
He was even good in Flintstones. I like how you say it like that. Like, come on, he was even good in the Flintstones.
No, he was in Transformers last night.
Okay, that's not his fault.
Yeah, that's...
He's in it.
I know.
Are we talking about what about Community, guys? He's
So
air
good.
conditioning.
Integral part of that one.
So good.
guys, you're forgetting one of his better roles.
Because he's growing a ponytail because he's going through
He's
things.
going through something.
Midlife crisis. I've never seen Lebowski.
That one's a good one.
Which one?
The Big Lebowski.
Oh.
I know it's a good movie. It's another one of those movies that I know that I haven't seen, but I will respect it as a film. I get why people enjoy it, and it's one of those cult movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
It's coming to, they're re-releasing it in the theaters, I think.
We're getting a re-release of Batman Begins too.
No, Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Um,
That
yeah.
was
Is that why everyone's talking about like how there's consistency areas in the Dark Knight and Christopher Nolan doesn't give a shit?
Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they said it's okay.
Yeah, I really don't care.
No, I don't even notice them.
No, like, it's such a good film.
But
There you go.
yeah.
What else have you done?
But yeah, I Transformers last night.
Excellent. How was that one?
That's the latest one.
Yeah.
I know. I'm Transformers 6, 5,
6.
18.
6.
Six?
It Transformers X at this point.
1, 2, 3. Shia LaBeouf, right?
Yes.
Mark Wahlberg.
And then 5. So
This is
Mark,
five.
Mark
This is
Wahlberg
5,
just
I
had
think.
2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Marky Mark's in 2.
This also went way too long.
Like the fourth
Yeah.
one?
Well,
Yeah.
see, I can see where they were going with the story, but it's just they took too long to get there.
Yeah, I agree.
But they did that in the first. Well, the first one had 12 endings, or the fourth one
See,
had 12
but
endings.
this one only had, I felt only had one.
Oh, that's good. They just took
But
too
it's
long
just
to get to the point.
way, they stretched it out. I don't
Those
even
movies end up turn the movie off
I don't.
in the middle. I just couldn't.
It was fine. It was a fine Transformers movie.
It's a 2-hour-long toy commercial.
Yeah, but that's what a Transformer's supposed to be. But you're supposed to actually want to buy the toys at the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't buy an amorphous blob of CG robot transforming.
If they could turn that into a toy, you'd buy it.
But they even made that. I felt in that. I know you said that with the CGI they made that into a blob. I think they did it even more.
Oh, really?
Well, because in this one, like Bumblebee's gun.
Yeah.
He's driving in a car, and all of a sudden, the door turns into his arm, and boom.
Oh.
It's like, what?
See, I always like doing that with my toys. If you could manage to transform part of them,
Yeah.
that works. But when all of a sudden
They
you're
did.
just like CGIing the magic, like, oh, his hand's totally right
Well, and then
here.
his head popped up, kind of popped up out of the engine, and
You're talking about this. This is the one with Anthony Hopkins, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
How was he in this movie? Did he phone it in?
How were the Nazis?
He was a little crazy. There was barely any Nazis.
I was told there would be Nazis. I've been
No,
lied
you were
to
told.
and...
The history seems to change
But
because
there was gonna be Merlin and wizards.
Yep, I was promised.
Merlin was a hack, actually. Merlin wasn't a Merlin was a hack. He didn't actually have magic powers. He was a drunk, and he found a hidden area where the Transformers were, and he asked for the dragon.
Yeah.
What you described for me sounds like a really, really bad fan fiction.
It's
It
just,
happened at the beginning, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was at very beginning.
Very beginning of the movie.
I don't know. I don't.
I love him as an actor. Like, he's got some great roles.
He was a crazy old man.
Did he do a good job of being a crazy old man?
Yeah, he was Anthony Hopkins.
Okay. I don't think he was
I thought he was good. Like, he's Anthony.
okay.
I like Anthony Hopkins.
Well, no, I don't know. Get me wrong. He's good, but I don't know if he. I don't know.
Executed his role well in the movie.
No. But I don't know. For me, you see Transformers, it's always a kid thing, like always kid friendly type thing. They threw.
Well,
For most part though, right? Like, you look at the car. I imagine the cartoons. I was kind of kiddish.
cartoons, yes, I'll totally.
Even the first Transformer movie was kind of more kiddish.
Michael
I guess.
Bay's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more
The second,
fun.
as they went on, they started getting more adult, and that's what I'm not liking. Is because bitch and ass and
more teenager, adult themed.
well, it was because hearing the Transformers saying bitch and ass and all that all the time.
Yeah,
it's like
really?
why are you doing
Why? I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I could, because they did that. They pulled that in the last one or the third one, where like they actually had
They
the
did a lot.
derogatory characters, and you're just like, what is this?
Ever since 2 they've started.
Really inappropriate ones.
Yeah, like there's Transformers that are legitimately
It was the
created
second
to
one
be like,
because they started talking
inappropriate.
about the ball
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
Transformer climbing up the thing, and it's like, really?
Or
Like,
the
really?
Mexican street racing cars that were also Mexican Transformers.
Yes.
Well, that's just
So-
because a bunch of white people made a movie and don't understand how
Yeah.
to write for like cultural
It's like
insensitivities.
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, but Fast and the Furious does it right.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, it was okay. Like it dragged, but I definitely don't go rush out to go see it.
No, I saw it for free on a plane.
No problem.
It is on Netflix. It
It
is
is.
It is on my. They always recommend it.
I promised myself after the last one that I wouldn't rush out to see this one, so I did the same thing after the second Hobbit movie too.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to the second Hobbit movie.
The only reason I went actually because I went to see the first one with one of our friends, and he really wanted to see the second one, and he's like, "We saw the first one together. Let's go to the second one." And I'm like, "Okay."
Watched them all.
I've yet to see the
Five
Desolation of Five Armies. Sorry, yeah.
Desolation of Smog.
I would watch it to see Benedict Cumberbatch talk with little.
Then
Hobbit.
watch the end of the second one
And
and the
Part-
first 5 seconds of the the third
Yeah.
one.
Oh, so wait, really? Smaug isn't really in the movie
He's in the
until like.
no, and to be fair, Smaug in the book is only in a very select part.
Yeah.
But they cut the movie in such a way that you don't act. The Desolation of Smaug
it was him flying.
doesn't actually have him being, desolated.
No.
You have to wait for the
Wow.
first 5 minutes of the next movie,
And even then, it was quick.
as it is in the book.
Yeah.
I like that part of the book.
Well, you don't know about that part of the book because
What?
Bilbo was unconscious.
Well, no. I like that part of the book where all of a sudden it's like, you don't know what happened to Smaug, like you're getting, or you know what happened to Smaug, and then you go back to the dwarves, is they're like, I wonder where the dragon is. But it's a cool shock value to a book where you followed these heroes the whole way, and they don't have anything to do with the death of the big bad guy
The
that
big
they've
bad.
been after the entire time.
Yeah.
And his death is legitimately just like, and done.
Snapped.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much. The 1 in a million chance to
Yeah.
kill him.
And then, yes, they wrote an entire third movie while Bilbo's unconscious.
But he wasn't
That
unconscious.
entire, book series
In the movie?
The film series confuses me, so I just didn't even.
He wasn't really
bother.
unconscious.
Well, that's
With it.
unfortunate, because, yes, in the...
He might have been unconscious for the first part of it, but he wasn't. For majority of that movie, he was walking around and talking to people.
If people are fighting, he's unconscious, because that's what happens
No.
in the book.
Well, maybe.
But
It's been a
but
while.
it's called the Hobbit. It's supposed to be a story about the Hobbit.
That's why the Five Armies part isn't part of The Hobbit.
Hobbit, 'cause
It's a chapter.
Oh.
They based the entire movie off of a chapter where Bilbo goes, oh, things aren't going well. Hit with rock, unconscious, fight over.
He might have. When I think the battle started, I think, and he got.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the entire movie.
No, I know.
That was only like the last third of it.
That's confusing. Now I have to see the third Hobbit movie just to see what they've ruined.
Maybe my time.
I'm sitting over here like, do I care? No.
I'll not plan for it.
You guys can borrow it.
Just gonna have a big movie day.
Give me a list.
Quiet Place.
Quiet Place and The Hobbit.
This we're gonna watch.
I gotta watch Quiet Place. Yeah.
I have it.
We should have a horror movie night. Or
What
just
would you
one
consider
night.
a horror movie night?
The Quiet
Apparently,
Place.
not
It.
watching with the
Quiet
significant other,
Place.
so
You don't
I did.
consider it horror?
No, I do.
Oh.
But those are the only two.
Well, yeah.
Then we'll go classic with one of them, like A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Those are more.
I know,
goofy than
those are
anything.
campy. Still horror. Either way,
This is a good horror movie.
what else you got?
Well, we can stick with the campy horror.
Cool.
I watched Cult of Chucky.
How was Cult of Chucky?
You know what? They found an interesting way to kind of keep the series going.
Oh, well, that's good.
Okay.
Because he always seems to come back in another doll and
Yeah.
die in that doll.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually figured out a way to, on a voodoo website,
Chucky went on a
he's
voodoo
actually
website.
figured out
Damn.
how to transfer himself into other dolls
Yeah.
and people at the same time while remaining conscious in the original doll.
Oh,
So you can have an army, essentially.
sweet.
That'd be really scary.
Yeah?
ugh.
Like a number of like just creepy dolls coming at you.
Animatronics for this Chucky.
What's that?
How's the animatronics for Chucky?
Good?
Or is it all, you know?
Is it all CGI?
No, it seems
Or
like
do they
it's...
go practical?
It seems practical.
Nice. The fact that it seems practical, even if it's CGI, is a nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's
Or
not...
it's a combination of both.
Probably.
There's not really a lot of him moving around for the good part of the movie because they're in a psychiatric ward.
Oh.
So it's just more interactions with the people and then the people just dying at night randomly.
No, that's a good way to do it.
That's a good way to do it, yeah.
But the character already knows that who's doing it,
Yeah.
but she's trying to convince everybody else. But it turns
In a
out it's
cra-
more than just one doll.
Right.
I consider those Chucky movies horror movies.
No, they're
They
slasher.
They just creep me the hell out.
They're slasher. They're not.
Yeah, but they creep me
That's
the hell
true. I guess if you're... Slasher
Yeah.
is a subgenre of horror.
I would say it's like a thriller horror.
Yeah. It's just the dolls creep me out. Like I get that same sense of like,
Clowns.
yeah.
Well, you're not gonna want to watch the new Goosebumps movie then, because that's all about
Yeah,
Slappy.
Yeah, but Slappy's different. Slappy's Slappy.
I still remember that being the scariest Goosebumps ever,
Live
though.
on the new one.
If they
They're
wrote
fine.
Slappy as actually scary, yes, he'd be scary.
Yeah.
But that'd be fine if they went a horror way with the Goosebumps, because that's kind of
It's where the books
where they
were.
should have went.
Yeah.
It's our generation.
They went the wrong way with that. As soon as I was at the Calgary Comic Expo watching R.L. Stein as
Yeah.
he's like, they're making a movie, and it's like, sweet, and he's like, it's gonna star Jack Black, and everybody's like, oh, like the whole crowd did not seem all that like they were totally into a movie.
And then you introduce a comedian as the lead role.
And
you're
as soon as
oh.
Jack Black's in the lead, everybody's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate. Like, there was a
Yeah.
really excited crowd and then a subdued crowd.
Right
Do you
at-
think they would ever? Who owns Goosebumps? Like, is it
R.L.
still?
Stein and
He still owns
No, I mean
Plastics.
like the production.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I thought it
Universal?
was like
Might be Universal.
I think it's Universal.
Of course, Universal.
It's probably yours.
Yeah.
It's probably Universal.
If they're screwing it up, it's obviously them.
Yeah.
Next movie. Which one do I want to jump to now? Foreigner.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I did
Jake
watch
Gyllenhaal.
that.
Haven't seen that one yet.
I think I mentioned that one
Yeah,
on
you
last.
You did. You were like the last time you were here.
Yeah,
A month
a
ago.
month ago. Exactly a month ago.
I do agree there is not as much Jackie Chan fighting as
Yeah,
I would have
like
liked. But I also said that about War when it was Jet Li and Jason Statham. That there
Oh.
wasn't that much, considering who the actors were. There weren't that. Wasn't
There's
that
no
much
other
fighting.
reason you're going to see that film.
yeah.
But I kind of get why they focused on Pierce Brosnan though, because really
More of
Jackie
the
Chan's
political?
Jackie Chan's character is very linear. Like, give me the
Yeah,
names,
that's
I'm gonna go
true.
deal with this.
Yeah.
Where Pierce Brosnan has like he's intertwined with everything.
He's dealing
So
with his job, his wife, his
the IRA.
yeah, she IRA. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I get it why they went that,
That
way
way.
with it.
Yeah.
I would have liked more Jackie Chan fighting though,
Yeah.
because that apartment scene was
Yeah.
great.
And
Well, actually,
I
even
would
that
have
woods,
liked more
even that woods
story
fight.
with his part.
But there wasn't.
But
though.
But
there
then,
wasn't, yeah.
but then you're
He
also
was just,
asking Jackie Chan to
that
act more.
Was that 20?
So,
He wasn't
the
bad in
apartment
this one.
sequence
He was
more
pretty
than
good at
what
the
was in the trailer.
serious.
Or-
Yeah, essentially where that guy was firing through the wall and then he comes around the corner
Yeah.
and he's,
Yeah, and he's like
up in the
on
air.
the ceiling or something.
That's it. That's the
That
apartment
was-
scene.
Yeah.
And the woods, I guess, when they're
Yeah, the woods was cool too.
Yeah.
Hiding them under the leaf beds. And
Yep.
Because yeah, as much as Jackie Chan wants to be an actor,
He doesn't. Yeah.
He's
He's,
not.
he's not an actor.
he's a martial
Coming
artist
out.
actor.
Huh?
He's got a new movie coming out.
Which one?
He what's it called? I don't know. It's in Australia. It takes place in.
Is he going after
But,
The
the,
Australian guy?
the Foreigner 2, Down Under?
yeah. Yeah, it is now a Nickelodeon movie. I don't know. It's another action movie from him, but it looked a little bit more promising. IGN had a little bit of a spread on it a couple of weeks back.
Well, won't you be excited? Here we go.
That would be why, because I
Ooh, the
wasn't in
Shazam
town.
first trailer's out now. Sorry.
Okay, so we
Aquaman.
have, going all the way back, The Foreigner.
Shazam.
Mhm.
He did a movie called Namaya, which is all in not words I can read. Kung Fu Yoga, Bleeding Steel, V2, The Journey to China.
What's Bleeding Steel? No, Bleeding Steel is the Australian one you were. It
Bleeding
was,
Steel, he played Ling Dong, and it came out last year.
that was
Oh.
the Australian one. I think I remember that bit small video where they're fighting on the opera
Oh,
house.
I'm not done yet. He does have a movie coming out. Hold up. Beijing Wu Ji Zhao Wu, which I've probably just sworn at someone. Wish Dragon, which comes out in 2019.
Who's
He-
that by?
It's an animated movie. The Knights of Shadow Between Yin and Yang comes out next year.
A lot of these, okay, yeah.
Project X comes out next year. Wolf Flag, Karate Kid 2, Shanghai Dawn, Rush Hour 4, and 5 Against a Bullet.
Okay, I think it was the
They
Bleeding
still doing
Steel
Rush
one.
Hour?
The
Yeah,
Bleeding Steel is the Australian one.
That one's already out.
that one's out.
Yeah.
Because they were fighting on top of the
Okay.
opera house,
Oh, cool.
I think.
Yes, it's got one user review on IMDb. They gave it 1 out of 10 stars.
That's probably why.
What's the rest of Foreigner like then? Because is that on the Netflix? I can't remember.
Foreigner is,
Foreigner's
yes,
on
it's on
Netflix,
Netflix.
yeah.
There's a
Okay,
lot of
yeah,
things I
yeah,
keep
it's
going
not-
by on Netflix, like I should watch this one day, and then I play Parkitect.
I do that and I play Metal Gear Solid 5.
Right, see, it's... I should watch this, totally.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid. YouTube.
What else did I watch? Last Witch Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, yes,
I
yes, yes. I've
liked
heard good things about that
It wasn't
one.
It
Terrible.
wasn't bad. No, I liked it.
Like, I don't know what the big problem
That's
with it.
the Diesel one, right?
That's
Yeah.
Vin Diesel, yeah.
Where he got to play, because he was a huge D&D. He's actually a huge D&D fan, and he got to like
Fight against witches.
be a fantastical character, which he's been dreaming to do, and he's never actually had a chance to do.
I didn't see a problem with it.
No,
like, it was,
I liked it.
but it didn't get great reviews.
No, it
Like,
didn't.
It didn't do well at the box office. It didn't do-
Well, I remember it going against something big at the time.
It was,
a Marvel movie.
was it the Jack and Jill movie?
Jack
Or
and
the, with Jeremy Renner and,
Oh,
what's her face?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
it was against that. They should have done well then.
No, Jack and Jill was a long time ago, I thought. Like a long
So was
time
Last
ago.
Witch Hunter though.
Yep.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It was a very similar movie they were up against.
Oh,
Well, yeah, because they were both against witches.
yeah. Oh, maybe.
Or was it one of those like Huntsman movies?
No, I think I remember which one you're talking about. It was the Jack and I can't remember what it's called though.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I think it was called Jack and Jill. It was just called Jack and Jill.
No,
I got nothing.
Jeremy
To
Renner.
Jeremy Renner's IMDb page.
Oh no, they were the kids that went. They weren't Jack and Jill. It was the characters.
From Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, so it was Hansel and Gretel.
It was
It was called Hansel and Gretel.
Oh yeah, that one was called Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
yeah, they were both the same movie.
It was
yeah.
against that movie and it lost. Well,
I think they're both the same.
there. Yeah,
I
you know
think
what?
'cause
Honestly,
they were the.
they didn't
Hansel and
advertise
Gretel.
either one of those. Yeah, Hansel and Gretel 2013.
I think Last Witch Hunter was around the same time.
But Last Witch Hunter though, that's all right, right?
Yeah, no, it was a
No, I liked it.
decent movie.
I like that movie.
Unless you're the pacifier, you can go very wrong. Like very little will go wrong with Vincent.
Pacifier was a fantastic film.
You know it.
Well, is he saying words?
For what it was fantastic. The Last Witch Hunter came out in 2015, so it did not go up against that movie.
Probably a Marvel movie then. Everything fails against a Marvel movie.
Or a Star Wars movie.
No, it would have been a Star Wars. Against Star Wars.
No. It was a summer movie, right? The Witch Hunter?
Nope, came out in October.
Oh, really?
Yep.
2015.
Maybe it's a horror movie.
No, Harry Potter's come out in November.
No,
I don't know.
horror movie.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Either way.
But yes, it was still good. And I went watched Slapshot,
Excellent. Yes.
a hockey movie,
Oh yeah.
the great hockey movie.
The Martian.
Was it against the
Could
Martian?
it be The Martian?
The Martian was out at that time.
October?
Bridge of Spies, Room, The
no.
Assassin.
No.
No.
No. But Slapshot, good movie.
Yeah, it
Good.
is.
That's another cult one that I didn't think did too well at the time, but
No,
it's kind of picked up.
Yeah, it's
That ending was so weird. That's the first time I've actually watched that movie fully through.
Yep.
I was not expecting that at the end when he starts strip teasing, because I can say that because it's.
Yep.
That movie's been out for 30 years.
Oh yeah, no, there's Slapshot.
Yeah, it really emphasized the fighting in the
Yes.
sport, though.
Yep.
Like, I can-
It was Goon before Goon.
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's where Goon got the like. Let's face it, Goon was like, we could redo Slapshot.
This is the way we're gonna do it.
Yep.
But yeah, overall good movie. Watched Ender's Game too, or Ender's Game.
Also
Also
watched Ender's Game.
I was
Also
like,
watched
there's an
Ender's
Ender's Game too?
I knew what he was saying.
Yeah. Have you read the book?
No,
for
I
that?
have not read the book.
Book is 1,000 times better.
So
than
I hear,
the movie.
because it's not nothing to do with
I was pretty
the movie.
I
was-
have the book on my.
I was
my
pretty
tablet.
disappointed with the movie.
Like, from what I hear, the
Like-
movie had nothing to do with what.
Oh, it does. It
Not
doesn't
much.
execute it as well.
Really, a movie does not execute a book as well as it could have.
Like even worse so. Like it does, but
Did it Hobbit
Is it
it?
as bad as World War Z was?
Oh yeah, World War Z was
I would
bad.
actually make this better than World War Z, because I was more annoyed at running zombies.
there are just so many events in the book that did not take place in the movie that describes how amazing Ender is. If that
Alright.
makes sense. I don't know.
I still have
Kind
to
of.
read the book or see the movie, so I
The
don't know.
book is so good.
I have
Just-
it. I have the ebook.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I read the IMDb on that too, and where the author of the book actually came out with this script back in the 90s, and he couldn't sell it to anybody, so he held on to it, and then eventually, I can't remember who made this movie, but they got a hold of the rights, and they made their own movie.
Right.
without the
Okay.
author's script.
Without the author.
That's kind of a double-edged sword when you get the authors or the original source people to make the movie of things. Sometimes it kind of comes out kind of wonky, like Ender's Game. You guys watched Scott Pilgrim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that movie was going through some weird stuff because when the books were coming out, the series wasn't actually done yet.
Right.
And so when the movie came out, the last book came out at the same time, and people were like, "How are you gonna write the ending for the book when your movie comes up before the 6th book?" Well, they got Brian Lee O'Malley to write the ending for the script for that movie, and the ending for the book was much, much, much better than the movie. It's still good, like the ending of that's still good,
Yeah.
but it's nowhere near as finality as the book ended in.
I feel like that's going to be Game of Thrones too when we finally get a
Yeah.
last book versus last season. Like it's
Well, but see, I've been fine with that because it's giving two different perspectives.
yeah.
Like,
You just have to look at it that way,
right.
as opposed to like Harry Potter doing the movies after the books, having J.K. Rowling be that final like, no, this movie doesn't go out because this part's not right. I think is good
Right.
inclusion of an author.
Yeah.
Same with A Series of Unfortunate Events and Snicket
Why
being
didn't they have
involved.
someone do that for DC movies?
because they're idiots at DC. But that like
Yes.
Well, there was Warner Brothers. Still.
I know.
They're
Anyways.
Warner Brothers.
But that's the thing is I think when the authors get involved, you get something more like close to the book.
At least it's made by the source.
Correct. So you can sit there
material
going, oh, okay,
But-
if this is the way he
But
wanted to tell
it
it.
makes it a little bit so much more rushed. It feels so much more rushed.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the film adaptations or the TV adaptations. It just because there's timelines and deadlines, whereas if it's a book or if it's a graphic novel, they can kind of make their own schedule.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
George R. R. Martin knows about that.
Sure he does. I don't even read those books and I'm upset by him.
Yeah, I know, right?
It really,
So-
like, that was the kid who wrote Aragorn.
Yeah.
Or
Oh.
Aragon?
Er,
Aragon.
Aragon.
The dragon
The
books.
dragon. books.
We don't talk about it.
Well, no, like, the movie was crap. The books were actually good. So he wrote the first, like, I had the first 2 books, read through them, and it was, like, left on a cliffhanger, and I'm like, perfect. And he goes, the last and final installment is coming, next. So I got that one, read it, cliffhanger ending, and he's like, yep, I'm writing a 4th one. And I'm like, you son of a... And then, like, it took forever for the 4th one. I still don't know how that series ends.
Who knows?
I have it.
In,
Like, I have the
You own
4th
the
book.
4th book?
I just can't bring myself to read it. So... What else, Chris? What else?
My final movie,
Oop. All right.
Dunkirk.
Oh,
How was
that's on
Batman Begins in
Netflix.
World War II?
If I would have watched this last year,
Yep.
this would have been in contention for best movie of my.
Wow.
For your- It is essentially 3 different stories,
Yep.
and it was a little confusing at first, but they're happening at different times.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Like you got the people on the beach,
Yep.
the soldiers on the beach. You got the people sailing the boats,
Yep.
and you got the people flying the planes.
Gotcha.
When it first starts out the movie, it's I might be wrong on my timelines here, but it says goes to the beach, gives it a name, 1 week,
Oh, okay.
and then it goes to the boats, and it says 1 day, and it goes to airplanes, it says 1 hour, and so by the end of the movie, all these 3 stories tie together, but they're happening at kind of different
paces. Cool.
yeah, well, pretty much different paces.
Yeah.
that's a different take on that.
Is that on
It's-
Netflix? Or
It's
No.
almost like a video game. It sounds like.
Yeah.
It was a really
I'll
well
have to see
done.
that.
Like,
Oh, look.
It's sounds very different for Nolan.
but he pulled it off. Like
Nolan's a really good director.
No,
he is really
He
good
is.
at
He's a
it.
good director.
It was, yeah. I mean, it's.
And story writer. He wrote.
I know there was a bit of controversy with this movie only because Harry Styles was in it.
Who's Harry Styles?
One of the he's a boy band. What I
Boy
can't
band
remember.
guy,
Jonas
yeah.
Brothers.
One Direction.
No,
Oh.
One Direction. That's the one.
He was from One Direction, and people criticized for him being in this movie.
To
I
be
didn't even realize he was in the film.
To be fair, that's like one of the Jonas Brothers actually like acts now.
That's
But-
him, probably him.
No, one of the Jonas Brothers, not One
Oh,
Direction.
yeah, no.
But like that's what I mean. Like it's not like these people get these jobs because like some of them can do other things.
Yeah. You're not just a one trick.
I will
not
judge you
everyone's
once
a
you
one-trick
do
pony.
it.
Yeah.
But the fact that like one of the Jonas Brothers went to Broadway and did shows
Yeah.
on stage, you're like Les Mis. He was in Les Mis. You don't do like Jonas Brothers and get a job on Les Mis if you're not good at what you
Yeah.
Yeah.
Les Mis is high. Yeah.
do. It is. Like I don't like it, but it's
I know.
It's a high end.
I agree.
I like my musicals where they talk in between the songs.
Like Disney.
Like every other musical other than Les Mis.
Where they sing everything they say.
My name
Is Jean Valjean.
is Jean Valjean. And you're just like, no.
Shut up.
You can literally walk in and be like, my name is Jean Valjean, and then sing
And
a
then
song.
break into
Yeah.
song. Yeah.
Nope.
That is how every musical is written other than Les Mis.
But yeah, this very well done movie. I would suggest even if you're not a kind of a
War person.
war person,
Yep.
go see it. Because there's really even not that much fighting in it.
I'm super interested in this.
It was more,
film.
about the story of them trying to get them
Yeah,
off
get
the
them
beach.
off the beaches and how some people tried to sneak off
Right.
because they knew what type of situation they were in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very good
Cool.
and then also during my camping
Clampling.
Captain.
Yes, sir.
Drunk here.
You played the outdoors.
Yes.
I played real life.
On my phone, watching Netflix movies I downloaded. Kind of caught up on some Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Noise.
I'm still not on the latest season.
Toy.
Such a good show.
I just watched the episode where you meet Holt's mother.
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
good, yeah.
And I started, since talking to you guys last, I was at just the start of the season, essentially.
Okay.
So essentially I've watched this season.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Toy.
I see, but I do see how you, Hitchcock and Scully are starting to
Yep.
do a little
And
more.
they're funny characters.
Like I say, the fact that they at Comic-Con said that they're getting pretty much their own episode excites me.
Yeah.
Well, they how
I'm
they're
excited for entire future now.
Yeah.
I like how they're doing the break room.
Yep.
And they
Oh, yeah.
they changed it, and I'm like, what did you do?
Ruined everything.
You need our approval.
Yeah.
I
was
love
there.
that. It's like the Property Brothers would say, open concept, and it's like these guys would say, blah blah blah. So really, what we're aiming for is open concept, da 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 da. And it's like we could be on our own show. I can see the poster now.
I'm sitting on top of Terry's head.
Light bulb, and Rosa's holding the ladder like those guys, and Rosa gets into it, which I think is the best part.
I
That's-
totally see it.
That's one of those shows where the characters grow in a natural progression.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with something like that might seem out of place for Rosa, you're like, oh, so she likes Home Improvement. Like she watches HGTV. Like she likes the
Or
Property
she likes
Brothers.
the football, the Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Why?
Did that
You
tell
won't
you
get-
about
won't
my
get-
pizza dillo?
You won't get anything out of him. He goes on a huge rant.
25 minutes later.
Yeah.
I love that show.
I mean, it feels like Terry's being pooped on all the time.
What?
Like, well, he is technically their superior.
Yeah.
And they talk back to him
I
so much.
think that though that shows the relationship between them all. And if you see them in the
Yeah.
first season, it's like he is the sergeant. He is in charge of.
Yeah.
You know.
He's like the big stuffed animal or the big bear that you would hug.
Yeah. But he's the precinct's like he says it in the one episode, like he's their mama hen, like he is. He watches
Yeah.
over them, makes sure they do their job, but he really doesn't, you know.
You can still be buddy with them.
Yeah.
And still accept if they're like,
Yeah.
But the episode I actually found super interesting was the one where he got pulled over by, or not pulled over, but he stopped by the
Moo Moo one, yeah.
where he got profiled.
Yeah.
yeah.
They do a really good job of those episodes where it's like that heart heavy, like, oh my god.
But
But it still feels like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. You don't overtread the
And it's an important episode, and I think that was a big piece of it. Like they were doing interviews for Comic-Con, and you know, Rosa was being interviewed. I can't remember her name right now, but the
Yeah.
woman who plays Rosa, and you know, she says like that's an impactful episode. One of the other episodes involving Rosa is impactful in a way. Like they do those episodes in a way to kind of be like, we know the police aren't looked at in the United States that well. Like they don't have the best image thing going on, but it's like let's tackle these other issues that, you know, could be going on, and that was one of them, like racial profiling towards, you know, that is a thing that's going on
where the
in
guy
the States
wasn't
right
even sorry about
now. Right.
pulling him over because he was black. It's just because he was a cop.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And you're
Really?
like, whoa, that's
And then yes,
intense.
add the humor into that where Jake and Amy are
are,
watching.
are, are
kids.
watching the kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, but even they get a deep part to it too, where it's like, well, what happened to Dad? And you're like, oh well, they get to explain.
Yeah.
This,
What's
although
an orgasm?
I love the next morning where it's like, I wonder why my daughter was asking like for.
We're sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made it a little awkward. Oranges being called orgasms.
Yeah. I told her that's where oranges come from. Can I have some orgasm juice? Apparently they can get away with more on NBC.
Oh, okay.
Because that was one of the other interviews, was like, is the show going to change at all on NBC? And Andy Samberg, because he's one of the writers, is like, having worked on NBC, on SNL for so long, he's like, there are different, like, other things we can get away with. So he's like, we'll see. Like, it's you know.
Yeah.
They're
Do you
excited
think
to
Bruce
be
Willis
honest.
show?
I don't know. They
After
made the
watching
plea.
I
Yeah.
watched the same interview that you were referencing.
Yeah.
That's a good. But
Yeah. If you could get one person on the show, who would it be? Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
That'd be great.
so many times, but I haven't done it personally, so I will try it this time.
Yep. Yeah, Bruce Willis would
That
be
was
good
a
to have.
impression of you. Don't take that as
As Bruce Willis.
As Bruce Willis.
As Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And then he would just go die hard nerdy on him.
Yeah. That would essentially be.
Well, they've all kind of met their heroes.
Yeah.
In a way, they've all kind of met their heroes.
Well, if it helps, Jake does meet Nakatomi Tower.
Yeah, he
Does
does.
it?
Yep. Like that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
that
There's
was
so
a-
much good stuff
right.
in that show with all the callbacks and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And even when they set stuff up, it plays later. Like they kind of drop a storyline, but all of a sudden it's like, remember when we did this? Boom, and you're like, oh, it did come back to bite them in the butt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die hard this and the fire hose.
Oh, yeah.
The windows have bars.
I love how did Jake just jump off the side of the building?
Yeah, he die harded.
You know, there's bars on the windows, right? I realize that now.
But yeah, that's all I. Finally, I'm done.
There you
Cool.
go.
I-
Cool.
Well, you haven't been here for a while, so that's, There you go. Cool. Tony, anything you want to talk about on, like big stuff you've done?
Pokemon Go.
Did you Zapdos today?
That was Zapdos today.
Yes.
Went out with my little raid crew.
Sure.
And I
Tony's
think
crew.
we didn't go as far as
Yeah.
Articuno did. We did with Articuno. With Articuno, I think we went almost to 30 raids.
You did.
Between cars and driving. Zapdos we weren't as enthused about, so we just walked around our local area here.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up catching 2 shiny Zapdoses, so I'm pretty okay with that.
Well,
even
that's
though
why you
he's
were done
basically-
after so many. You were like, oh, done deal.
Well, he's also the same color as the regular variant.
I was gonna ask.
You guys can Google it later. It's ridiculously similar. But yeah, I did that. I don't know why I'm still playing Metal Gear Solid 5. I really don't know.
Because you are a Metal Gear fan.
I am,
Snake.
and it just pains me knowing that there's no ending to that game.
Snake! Snake!
There's no ending to that game?
Not the one that they wanted, I guess, is there's no
So
closure.
there's a second ending, but you have to have the collector's edition to see it.
Oh, that's not...
Really?
Yes, and literally like the 3rd chapter, and there's an actual proper ending, and they were not able to flesh it out because it was going on, like all that Kojima stuff was happening in the middle of Konami,
Yeah. Stuff in between.
and that's what I suspect they didn't have the time to finally finish it. So
I would have been like, why release it then if you can't finish it?
Because it's Metal
Some of those
Gear.
because it's Kojima, he
Yeah.
can kind of get away with anything he wants now.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate how civil he's been with Konami about it all. If you guys already don't know, last week was 31st anniversary of Metal Gear
Yes.
on the MSX. And so everyone was kind of like, oh yeah, Metal Gear, you guys remember Metal Gear? And then we all really started remembering Metal Gear and how we'll never get any more of it.
Yeah.
The movie director actually came out, he actually submitted the first draft to Sony
Oh,
for
good.
the movie. So we'll see where that goes.
Hmm.
It'll star Mark Wahlberg.
I hope not. Oh god.
And then Tom Holland.
Then Anthony Hopkins.
I've been thinking about Metal Gear a lot lately in that respect, because without Kojima, like, can you do a Metal Gear without Kojima? I think you can.
You can. I was
You
just thinking
follow
that too.
follow the game.
I think you can, as long as David Hayter is sort of back on board with it all. If you get the right people behind it, I think you can do a crazy Metal Gear like movie or another game.
I agree.
With David Hayter really coming back in the limelight lately, with between Bomberman and Snake and Smash, like he's still obviously on board with being this character. So I don't know what. Either way, it's my Metal Gear rant.
There you go.
Myself, I don't know. I've been watching some stuff. I can check my Netflix.
Your Netflix?
His Netflix.
I watched Despicable Me 3.
How
I
did
can't
you
say it.
enjoy Despicable Me 3?
I didn't.
No.
Oh.
No,
I didn't mind that one.
It's a kids movie through and through. It is very much one of those movies where it's a follow up to Despicable Me 2. There's more Gru in this movie because
there's two of
if
them.
you don't know, he plays his twin brother Drew.
Yes. Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's Steve Carell and Steve Carell talking to himself.
Yep.
It does the setup where he is fired from the international secret agent organization, whatever he's part of.
Oh yeah, from number 2.
From number
They
2.
basically have to figure out what to do with their jobs now that they have no jobs and 3 kids. And so he gets mysteriously contacted by his twin brother Drew to go back into the life of crime.
Yep.
And so the story is basically him kind of Gru figuring out if he wants to become a villain again or if he should be a secret agent. And it does leave off on a cliffhanger, not so much a cliffhanger ending, but as much as it is, it's like, oh, we're opening for more Despicable Me movies, in the sense that is his brother good? Is his brother bad?
And that's the one where the minions quit on him, right?
With who?
The third one, the minions quit on Gru, right?
Right. So that's another real weird point is that the beginning of the movie, the minions. If you've ever watched the Minions movie,
Correct.
I noticed by proxy of just reading the internet
Yep.
that the minions need to be evil.
Yes,
They need to
they are in search of the most evil person they can find.
Right,
Boss.
and so basically in the first couple hours or first couple minutes of this movie is the minions getting really, really mad at Gru for not being villains.
Yes.
More so, they basically go on strike and then they quit.
Correct.
And so that happens like in the first 15 minutes of the movie. And if it wasn't, they could have not been in this movie. Basically, they have their own arc. They go to prison. They are badasses, quote unquote, in the prison. And they literally come in the last 5 minutes of the movie to save the day.
Yep.
As minions do.
I think I liked that progression though. Like they built that whole mythos to the minions in the Minions movie, and then actually translated it into the third movie.
Yeah.
Like for me, that was kind of cool.
I still haven't seen 3.
Yeah, like if you,
Neither have I.
and I think had I not known that would have like them quitting would have been a little bit like, oh, that's just a story point. It's not just like connecting to the other movie that they made that no one cares about as well.
Actually, a lot of people cared about that.
And I do find it funny. As soon as they quit, there were 2 other minions in the house that wasn't in the room.
Bob and Stewart.
And then Crew's like, "You two's been promoted."
Yeah. Keep him happy.
Just to have 2 other minions with him in the course of the movie.
Yep.
And is it Trey Stone or Matt Park? I think it's Trey Stone.
I believe it was Trey Stone. Yeah.
I like the villain. It's
The 80s guy.
basically.
He's stuck in the 80s or whatever.
Yeah. So the villain's backstory is that he used to be a child actor who played a villain on TV where kids they love their 80s action hero kids, TV shows and stuff like that. And so he was the villain, and all the kids, we love you, ironically. And then for some reason he got puberty with all the acne and everything. So they basically canceled his show.
Yeah.
Well, he's stuck in the 80s, like you said, and so now he's this guy that's playing all these like 80s rock music while doing all these the heists that he's doing, stealing diamonds, money, and things like that.
In a tracksuit, chewing bubble gum. Like.
Right. So the big piece is that he's got that bubblegum thing that's totally from Incredibles, just as a bubblegum, not a metal ball.
One of the bad guys.
Yeah, we watched that. It's okay.
I enjoyed it.
Money for.
I enjoyed it. Illumination can keep making movies.
Yeah, I like their company.
If this is their definition of what an animated film is, I'm totally okay with what their Mario movie is going to turn into. So
Yeah.
Totally okay with that.
There we go.
In terms of other games, I think that's all I've been really doing. Just Pokemon Go, because I don't know. It's a pretty heavy summer for this game.
You should come play Warcraft with us. You could make an orc or an undead guy and make him a rogue and name him Snake, and he could be a spy.
I could play Metal Gear Solid 5. No, I don't think WoW's for me. It is not for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll keep poking. Especially after this last patch made the game so good. So good.
Did it turn it into Metal Gear Solid 5?
No.
Yes?
No.
Good. Chris is on your side.
Yeah, no, that's all I've been up to. TV shows pretty thin. Yeah,
There you go.
light update.
Cool.
Cool.
Think of anyways.
Well, then we'll shut her down. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining us, Tony.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good timing on that one. So with that, everybody, you can find more of our stuff at barrelrollnews.com. Join us next week for more of the same goodness. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
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 Good evening.